Hello, this is Sancho from the Cranial Edition show. Our celebrity voices are impersonated. Bang? What's the word?
Impersonated.
Oh, are impersonated unless otherwise stated by Ben, Joe, or Miggy.
Live from the tasting room of ESB Brewing in scenic Tampa, Florida, it's the Cranial Emission Show.
Interrupting the silence, drop a little science
With an act of defiance.
by the Cranial Alliance.
Ben Charles was the name that was given to me. And when I'm on the mic, it's like destiny.
Well, he's a mover and a shaker, not a flopper or a faker. If he was on chips, he'd be punching out your baker.
But there's more to this mix in this recipe. Here's a dash at number 2 of the Cranial 3.
First name Miguel, my last name Hito. I'm a mixture of the best, like a sushi filled burrito.
And if you get to know him, then you can go on Miggy.
Got the bitty bitty beats like Buck Spot Squeaky. There's still another part in this play on words. His name is Joey T, and he needs to be heard. Joseph T. Needles Incorporated. The mold was broke when I was created.
If you need a title, he's got plenty to spare.
And if he was a trucker, he'd have a monkey named Bear. Well, I'm the last dog, the final bark of the pack. And now I'm gonna tell you who we are and where we're at.
Cranial Emissions is the name of the show.
Friday night, 7 to 9 is the time, don't you know? ESP Brewery will be live on the air.
Come have a pint with us, we've got plenty to spare.
A show for everyone, alive and departed. So enough about us, let's get the show started.
Now let's get down and dirty with the triumvirate.
Welcome to the Cranial Mission Show, folks. Coming to you live once again every Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. live from YouTube. ESB Studios, located here, ESB Brewing, which we also refer to as ESB Studios because we broadcast from the tasting room here, the triumvirate known as Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, the Reverend Joey T, from ESB Brewing Company, 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D.
Sweet D.
407. I'd be remiss not to mention the man that just chimed in behind us, known as Sancho Sanchez.
Hello.
You're welcome, buddy. I've been trying to include you a little bit more.
Yes, thank you.
And I'd be remiss to not also include our producer, the one, the only, the debonair, WCW himself, the wily Chris Wiles.
Wiley Chris Wiles on the doing today.
Thank you very much.
Do yourself a favor, guys, if you're listening right now live,
Welcome back.
or if you're hanging out here live, go up to the ITJ, the illustrious TJ himself, standing behind the bar, and get him to pour yourself one of 15 different beers.
Pour yourself?
Here at ESB Brewing. Many of ESB Brewing's finest beers are here for you to choose from. The ITJ, and the reason we call him that is because he is the illustrious TJ, also known as the Dark Lord of Something Poured.
Dark Lord, something poured.
Lot to get into tonight, guys. So many different topics. And, I'm excited about the guest we're going to have coming up in the second hour, Joe Davison. Joe Davison is going to be coming up telling us about Red Gear Studios. A little later, we're going to have Felix Cow on for the much celebrated, the much enjoyed,
anticipated
Felix's Movie Buff Challenge, where we're going to actually give a gift certificate that was given to us from O'Brien's, $30 worth of gift certificates available if you are a member or part of the Movie Buff Challenge that will be going on a little later. But guys, I was excited this past week because we talk about ESB, we talk about our affiliation with them, and hey, what will we do without them? They really galvanized the show. This upcoming Tuesday, we had the Brews with Attitudes event, and man, what a gala that was. I mean, we showed up. Pepin just rolled out the red carpet for this event. Had so many people, so many different brewing companies hanging out there. So many different people showed up. I mean, it was a packed house, food trucks everywhere, and all kinds of different beer to enjoy.
Bang. I heard everybody was talking about me, but nobody ever invited me to go.
Why are you looking at Bobby like that?
Because Bobby heard, he's telling me everybody was talking about me and Leslie.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're talking about you and Leslie in a good way. I think they're laughing at you for your misplaced affection.
Why?
I don't like that.
No, it was a good time though.
It was amazing. I had a blast.
I had a really good time. I like those little glasses of beer
Yeah,
that were
little wee beers.
that were free.
I agree. What's going on? You guys okay?
I'm
over there?
adjusting some sound here, just trying to
can you
get you
turn me
guys
up a
tuned
little
up.
bit?
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
you
go.
need to be a
Thanks,
little
man.
louder.
Turn
All right.
Just a little bit more
Turn
than
me
that. All
on.
We're working on it. Hey, it's a work in progress.
Bobby, ESP had a good spot out there. Pepin took care of you.
You had the
Outstanding, yes.
sweet. You had the second spot, if I'm quite correct, right?
Right next to the bandstand.
Yeah, man. That was pretty awesome. And you guys were pouring and pouring and pouring, and people seemed pretty impressed. I mean, everybody, 100 beers, man.
We got great response from the 4 beers that we poured that night. The Gasper's Grave Wheat blew at about 8:30.
Wow.
That keg did not last long.
did not.
I
It's
had
very popular.
I mean, we got there, Bobby. We got there about 7:30. The Triumvirate did, and you got us. Oh no, it was actually a little later, about earlier. It was about 6:30. We got in there. I walked up to the tent, probably to your pavilion, about 7:30. Asked for an agave, and literally, within a span of 30 minutes, it was gone. But I think a lot of people, when you consider the fact that you get this little glass that they hand you, you're going for the gusto. You know, when you walk from one tent to the next, you're going for the highest ABV that they have there at first. If you're smart.
You have to consider the people that were there. Most of them are bartenders and bar owners and professionals in the business. So whenever they read the signs, they actually know what that stuff means. So they're absolutely right. They're going to go, I don't want that 4% beer. I want the big one. I want the big bunch.
Right.
You
The
know,
robust. You
I
want to try the
that. Yeah, I
strength
wanna-
of what they got going on. One of my favorites, of course, is that Kona Brewing Company with that
Oh,
toasted,
outstanding. I love that brewer.
coconut. I find myself I can only drink 1 or 2 bottles of that because it's it's real strong, like that banana bread beer. I can't remember who makes that, but it's kind of one of those beers.
But this was an opportunity for all of us to network, to rub elbows with different people out there that are enterprising. And I think potentially we've set up quite a few interviews. I talked to some different brewers. I also talked to the guy that owned Caliente.
I think he was the chef at Caliente.
No, I think he owned Caliente.
His girl. We'll have to talk about it.
Oh, maybe he was serving up some hot sausage at Caliente.
I do not want to witness said gentleman mowing his lawn.
I think you just like saying caliente.
I don't think. I think mowing your lawn in the nude's a little dangerous to begin with.
For people who don't know what Caliente is, it is a clothing optional
Resort.
resort and home community where you feel free to mow your lawn in the nude.
It's out in the sticks.
No matter what you look like.
It's out in like the Trinity
Bend
area,
over and pick up some
basically.
garbage.
No, it's not
Hopefully
that
no
far
one's
up.
looking.
It's pretty out there.
Yeah, it's just really kind of north of 54.
It only takes about 40
too far
minutes
up there.
to get out
It's
there.
really not that far. I drove past it all the time.
You sound like a visitor of
Yeah,
Caliente.
well, I would be, but they usually make you bring a chick, which I
I
never
think
talk
they
a
might
chick to
have us
come
come
with
up there actually for a radio gig, so that'll be interesting. But we are joined here by the magnanimous Bobby Every, the MBE, one of the owners of ESB Brewing. And, it's exciting to have you here. Like I said, that was a great opportunity there at Brews with Attitudes for all of us. And we appreciate the love that you doled out to us to let us be a part of it, to be a part of that experience with you. I know how exciting it must have been. Well, we didn't
Okay,
invite
Sancho,
you. But
give it a rest.
I know how exciting it must be for you to be out there. And what were the reactions you were hearing, Bobby? You must have heard all kinds of reactions to your beer.
We were getting some great feedback on our beers, and lots of bar owners and restaurant owners were talking about our beers and how they could incorporate it into their tap systems as a craft beer, which is what the whole event was for. It was to introduce craft beers to bar owners and restaurants so that they could have the opportunity to taste and see and talk to the owners and the brewers and talk about the beers and hear the stories. It's a great event. We went last year. We weren't pouring last year, but we went last year to see what it was about. So this is our first year at it. It was a huge success. We had huge feedback. It was an incredible event, and thank you guys for participating and being part of it.
Thank you for the invite. We had an absolute blast. We like Ben said, we met a lot of fun people.
Yeah, we never go anywhere where there's free beer.
We learned quite a bit. There's a lot of different.
Except
little
here when we
terminology.
broadcast, then we have free beer.
I'm saying free beer is that's a good. It's
Yeah, that
We're
was-
whores for free beer.
But it was
is
a
what
good
Joe's
time.
saying.
Yeah, well, at least I am. I can't speak for you.
and I love beer too, but I didn't even go.
You do now, Sancho. While you're talking to the microphone, one little thing I wanted to get into before we get into the beer call, and that is the fact that the rumor has it, apparently after much exhaustion trying to procure an attorney here in the Tampa area to help you find your dog that apparently has been shipped off by your whore of an ex-wife that has told you during your dog custody battle that she is apparently mailed your dog to Vietnam via a box with holes in it, much to Sarah McLaughlin's objection.
Yeah, she said if it express.
Yes. Okay. And during your
look
attempt,
at Snake Plissken. Look at my
oh,
dog.
you're putting it up there, Snake Plissken. That's Sancho's what? what kind of dog is it?
My Yak Russell Terrier.
Yes,
His name is Snake Plissken.
His Yak Russell Terrier. Yes.
I
Anyway,
miss him so much.
you said you were going to get local representation.
I couldn't-
Apparently, you've
no.
Exhausted that option.
I
so-
called Barry Cohen. He said he's very busy, man. He can't go. And then I called Steve Bartley. Never called me back.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I emailed Yanni Cochran.
Wait, you're talking to...
Yeah, he was OJ's lawyer.
I know who Johnny Cochran is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Are you sure you actually talked to
No, I
Johnny?
emailed. And somebody said they called me back
Okay.
I
So
said-
when are you supposed to be hearing back from...
today on the show.
Oh, so Johnny
supposed to call back.
Cochran is going to call in here.
From the grave?
I just don't... Hold on. We'll,
What? What? No.
No.
No?
No,
You sure?
no, Sancho. Just let's pass this on. We'll talk about it a little bit later.
I'm
when you get
looking forward to finding
I'm just
that
saying,
out.
I'm
I
going to
want
be really
Yanni
surprised
Cochran.
if we
He's a
hear
good
from
lawyer.
Sancho, I have a feeling that
we hear from Johnny.
know a little bit more than you know about
He
that
got the use.
situation.
He got
but
the use off for murder people.
the
He did.
use?
Yeah, the
The
use.
juice. The
The
juice.
juice, you mean.
Yeah, he did. He got
Okay.
OJ off. You're right. He's good lawyer, man. And like I said, I'll be really surprised if he calls.
Okay, well, let's jump. I'll be very surprised, dude. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the show and start it off the way we always do, and that is with the beer call.
Close enough.
What the hell is
That was
that
Night
one?
Court. That was Night Court.
Oh, that was Night Court.
Yeah.
He didn't do the
He missed the bass line. He totally missed the bass line. I told him.
Well, I only
You
can
can only do so
much.
many instruments with one mouth.
Well,
Oh, thank you.
That's not what Michael Winslow said.
One time at band camp.
So what is everybody drinking here? Joe, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking them
Well, before you get into drinking,
Annie Bonny's chocolate cherry stout.
You're drinking the
that's
Ann
good
Bonny's
stuff.
chocolate?
I am.
Miggy, what are you drinking?
I was having the TJ. I was having the IPA Citra. The pieces of 8 Citra is what I was enjoying, but I'm taking a pause on that because we have something special. So
Well,
what
we're
are
going
you
to get
drinking?
into that.
What are you drinking?
I'm going with the ESB Ghost Ship
Ooh,
myself.
good choice.
That's a
Good
beauty.
choice.
That's one of my old standbys.
That's
It's a
great.
fantastic beer. If you like something that's out of the ordinary, it's got a little bit of bite to it at the end. Very good beer. ESB Ghost Ship. Now, Bobby, what are you drinking over there, my friend?
I'm drinking the new Belgium IPA that we produce. We're actually having a name the beer competition. It's on Facebook. If you go on Facebook and like our page and name the beer, if you happen to be the winner, we're going to give away a growler and a T-shirt and a couple of beers and accolades. For
Now, Bobby's
naming the
talking
beer.
about his Facebook page, which is facebook.com/ESB Brewing Company.
That's correct.
Also, go to our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/The Cranial Missions Network. Like both of those pages. If you're not, then you're not listening.
And when you win, you will be forced to sign a release agreement saying that you will not sue for the naming rights.
There's the
Just
attorney.
to let you
Now, it's a
know.
very strong beer. I look at the ABV on this Belgian IPA that you're looking for a name for, and this beer's got some muscle to it.
It's 6.8% alcohol by volume. It's a nice little beer. It's got a great finish. It's a nice IPA. A nice
I've got
Belgium.
I've got the name. Make her easy. IPA.
We'll submit that to the judges.
That's effective. It sounds effective.
Make her easy IPA.
Bobby, that doesn't happen to be the beer that I was here during the brew school for, was it?
It was, matter of fact.
All right. Well,
Deck,
there we go. dude.
Deck Wench IPA.
I got it.
Ooh, I like that too.
That's a nice one.
That actually.
Yeah.
Yar, get over here, wench.
If you're out there listening and you've got an idea for the name, then don't be shy. Call us here at 813 New Talk. That is 813 New Talk. You can reach us and throw a name out. You too could be eligible for the prize here at ESB Brewing. But Miggy, I know you were excited because you have a plethora, a cornucopia, if you will, of different beers that you want to share with us tonight.
I do. Last week, if you guys listened to the show last week, I talked about 12 beers with random stuff in it, like random food beers, like the creme brulee stout and the Rocky Mountain oyster beer. And Rogue Voodoo Donuts put out a couple of beers. I couldn't find the Rogue. I actually got 3 of them, and we have the 2 Henry's 7 Mile IPA. David Flores, a contributor to the show in regards to beer, a frequenter of the bar, ESB bar. He came up here and he dropped off some goodies for us. So what we have tonight, we're going to do a little beer tour. Rogue Pretzel Raspberry Chocolate Ale is going to be our first on the table. That's what we're all sitting in front of us.
Wait, it's,
You wanna go there?
you said pretzel, raspberry, chocolate, but you said it's a voodoo donut.
Yeah, the Voodoo Donuts out
Smells like donuts.
of Voodoo Donuts out of Seattle.
Did
It's
you- now, you
an
got
amazing
okay.
donut company.
WCW, you got some too? Okay.
Man, this beer
Ooh, that
smells
smells nice.
unbelievable.
Okay.
All right, let's get it across the palate.
Oh, I like it.
Dear,
Once again, I don't know I could drink a ton
dear
of it.
God.
That's really good, though.
That is amazing.
that is ridiculous.
bet
That is
it-
off the
I
shelf.
taste a slight hint of pretzel,
Yeah, definitely.
but the chocolate, I definitely get a lot of the
It's
chocolate.
got a nice dry finish to it too. Like really, it just finishes just sharp, real nice. That is really good. And I think, GJ, what are we gonna go with next, brother? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. So
So this beer. The description of this beer is pretty much self-explanatory. It's got a little pretzel, raspberry, and chocolate. Really nice, nice flavor.
This one, you know, when you listen to the name, Miggy, it's got a nice name. You look at the bottle, it's appetizing. This one, on the other hand, that the ITJ is bringing to us, it scares me a little bit. You talk about a beer that's made from the yeast of the brewmaster's beard.
And this is true. He actually
I'm not sure how-
they harvested yeast, most likely with a sterile something or other.
not sure I
cucumber.
wanna drink
He just
this one.
combed his beard into a glass and he grew the yeast from it.
Yeah. And it's not-
the
I mean-
yeast lives everywhere. It's all around us. It's amongst everywhere. So
on our skin at all times.
We've actually captured some natural yeast outside, and we made a beer with it last year.
The Honeybee Light.
Honeybee
Yeah.
Light.
Yep. Yep.
So,
So
it didn't come
what's
out
your-
of somebody's beard, though.
Yeah. This is interesting.
That's
came
where
out-
it gets a little scary.
It actually came off a honeybee. So.
Yeah, this gets a little scary. I mean,
Now,
did
what's
he?
your-
I mean, the question begs: did he wash his beard
I'm
before he actually cultivated
Well, I'm
yeast from it?
sure he didn't
Where was his
because
beard at
if he
before?
washed his
Exactly.
beard, then the yeast wouldn't be there. It would be
I just
wiped
hope-
off. Now listen, this is what you. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I just hope this isn't from the beer master's wife's beard.
Well, hope it's not from.
Which would be,
well,
which would be like yeast.
I'm
where
just
you
scared of the
expect-
first person who wants to do a South beard yeast.
All right, so who's tasting this first?
So this is what we're gonna taste. You're gonna taste a little zest, a little slight sourness.
Wow.
Oh, you already drank it?
From the wild yeast.
It smells quite pungent.
Yeah, this is gonna be kind of cool. So
it smells nice.
it's much tastier than
Chris is
licking
already
your
quaffing
roommate's
it.
beard. Yeah.
WCW is already quaffing this thing over here. I mean, have you been wandering the
got a
desert?
nice
Because
appearance.
you seem
Oh, well,
that is
uncannily
really good.
thirsty over there.
I mean,
Interesting.
when
It's
you
got,
got
it's
good
got
beer,
the,
you
it's
just
got
can't
the
pass it
horse
up.
sweat thing going on that Francis described to us a little bit last week.
Horse blanket.
Yeah, and this is post-ride beer. This is actually, I find, is really fresh, really refreshing beer. This is
As
really
embarrassed
good.
as I am to say this, guys,
He loves it.
this beer is quite tasty. I really like the taste of this dude's beard. I have to tell you.
He likes the beer.
Wow, that is
Wow.
really good. All right, TJ, what we got coming up next?
That
my
is a
friend?
good beard.
Oh, we got the-
BEERD.
All right, this is going to be something that really hits close to home to me as being a chef for as long as I was. This is going to be the creme.
Wait. Back up. You were a shepherd?
Yes, I used to harvest and kill sheep and move them about. From
When
place to
was
place.
that?
Sheep.
I moved them about from place to place.
Now, your mom's here. You better be careful about
Listen.
the lies you tell about your backstory.
Yes, listen. So this is Southern Tier makes this beer. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. So Southern Tier makes creme brulee stout, and it's got hints of vanilla, and it's like the description of this beer is if Harry Potter actually turned creme brulee into a beer. So that's just, oh my god,
This smells incredible. I mean,
Wow.
WCW and I are
are you kidding? I just smelt it. And
we're in our happy place right now.
And you know what? I just want to like set this up on my dashboard. Let's let
What's
the
that
aroma
smell?
fill my car, man.
oh my gosh, vanilla! Wow,
this-
that is
this- you got- let me
unfreaking
try
believable.
this.
It smells like cookie dough or something, doesn't
So
it?
again,
Yeah, it's got
this is
cookie dough,
this
it's
is
got,
Oh, does it have cookie dough in it? Okay, I'm smelling cookie dough.
Wow.
So as a beer judge, well, the first thing you do when you try a beer is you smell it,
Right.
And the smell is a big part of a beer.
Absolutely.
the aroma.
olfactory experience is a big part of the taste.
And as a beer judge, and I've done beer judge competitions, that's the very first thing. So appearance is nice. And we're on the radio, so you can't see it, but it's got a great appearance. It's carbonated pretty well. It's got a great bouquet. I haven't tasted it yet.
Unbelievable,
but,
man.
You know what?
this is something
Brown
else.
sugar. That's what I'm getting.
You know, not only am I loving this beer, but I'm especially loving the decision, Miggy. Props to you.
Thank you.
For
I
props to you for deciding to start the show with the beer call where now we sample all these different beers. Because
I mean, I went a little overboard tonight because I was so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go head over to Total Wine.
Craniacs, there's nowhere to
Mecca.
go but downhill from here because we're already chugging high ABV beers here.
They
so.
will be
More
paying
importantly,
me.
it washes that beer out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Did you
I
not
wasn't
like
a
that
fan.
one?
No, I was not
I
a
liked
fan.
it. I actually thought that was a really.
No, I thought it was
fresh-
good. You didn't
was
like it?
interesting.
If everybody liked the same beer, there'd be one beer.
This
true.
is true.
That is one
so
of those
again,
things.
this one is Southern Tier's creme brulee stout. This is something else. Oh wow, this one's got a hell of.
Wait, we got another one here? Oh, wow. Okay.
Thanks for the head, TJ.
Wait, what's this one? Wait, what's this one?
The ITJ, the
Oh,
illustrious
did we
TJ.
open that one on accident? I didn't mean to open that one. I don't even know what that one is. Who makes it?
Bring us the bottle.
What?
Okay, this is
Oh,
the
all
Rogue.
right. This is the Rogue Black Lager.
Yeah, that
This-
was our,
guys. This one wasn't even on the list. I didn't mean to open this per se, but we're gonna go ahead and try it anyway. So
Beer call.
I think we're
right?
accidentally drinking somebody else's beer.
No, that's my
And for
that's my other beer. But
We thank you.
oh, thank you. Okay, so this is the Rogue Black Ale. So it's like Bobby said. I mean, this one here. I love the dark color of it. It's got super foamy.
Now this one's really piney. When you smell the bouquet, it's got a very piney smell to it.
It does. It's very forestation.
Yeah.
Deforestation.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Old Rasputin. You ever had Old Rasputin?
Oh yeah.
Reminds me a little bit of that, except not as Worcestershire.
Woo!
That's a strong one.
That is a beast, boy.
Now, guys, because we're running up against it here with time, we've got to get into some of these topics here. While we have Bobby E here, the magnanimous Bobby Every, there are always kind of gimmicks to get people to drink more beer. Now, it's surprising to me, quite frankly, because do we really need a gimmick to drink beer? I mean, we all love beer.
Absolutely not.
It's a beer society. But in Pennsylvania, now they're having a naked beer festival.
This is what I'm talking
Chris,
about.
go ahead and put that picture up. The Naked Beer Fest
So,
in Pennsylvania.
if this is almost going to be kind of like the whole Caliente thing. If we ever did a radio show, Caliente, we'd been a bunch of naked old people hanging
You know,
out.
we do distribute beer in Pasco County, so I have a problem with my beer distributor, my rep that does that area. She's going to have to eventually go there. I think maybe I'm going to substitute myself whenever we do that trip.
Yeah, can I come?
Bobby wants to see some.
Now, I just want to make sure that when you
So
talk
I'm
about...
going to extend this invitation to the whole radio show. So when we do make the trip to Caliente to talk to the bar owners about putting our beer in there, you guys are welcome to come.
I just want to make sure that when you talk
with
about...
you to go there.
No, hold on. I just
to
want to
be
make
clear.
sure that when you talk about the Pasco beer distributor, or beer salesperson that's supposed to go over there in the Naked Resort, that you're not talking about my girlfriend, right?
Yes, he is our beer representative for that county.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you that she's busy that day, but...
Hey, she's good.
Hey, it's part of the job, buddy. Part of the job.
If you're a wrestler, you wrestle. That's all I got to say. But
Listen, I believe it is clothing optional. You don't have to go there with twig and berries hanging. So you can go put a pair of Speedos on or something and kind of get the...
yeah, you can get the old banana
I'm
hammock
thinking
rolling.
if
Friends
she-
don't let friends wear
I'm thinking
banana
if she
hammocks.
just goes up there with a pair of Speedos, that might not be a good idea, Joe.
Well,
it might
all
be.
right.
They might put a lot of beer in there.
Now, Bobby thinks
Back
it's
to
gonna-
the
it's gonna be a
task
lot of
at
sales,
hand.
but go
Back
ahead.
to the
Anyway,
task
go
at
ahead.
hand. So, admission to the Bear Beach Bash includes all you can drink beer samples from 1 to 5 p.m. It's in the Pocono Mountains. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. It's beautiful up there. Loads of naked people, blah, blah, blah. Genders, race, and body types. I was like, how about the beer? Let's talk about the beer, folks. So they're pretty much just...
Well, they're definitely going to need to have those lanyards like we had over at the Brews with Attitudes, because
They have
where
no
else are you going to
pockets.
put your cup? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, they have wallets, but that's not the
No,
kind of
that's
wallet we're
not
going to...
Well, guys, we are up against it. We're going to have to cut the other two stories I know we wanted to jump into here, but we are running up against it, and we don't want to be late because we will be joined shortly. Another segment by... 2 more segments by Joe Davison, who will be here to talk to us
I
about
can't
regular
wait.
studios.
I cannot wait.
When we come back from the commercial break, a lot of sports to get into, so all you Craniacs out there, stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
First, there was 5-hour energy, and then there was 6. Now you can get a continuous 48 hours of energy because cardiac arrest is taking energy drinks to a whole new level.
Just one bottle has kept me up for days!
Cardiac arrest contains a formula that was once only available to Chinese military personnel.
You don't get that rundown feeling because you're never gonna come down!
Cardiac arrest is making dieting a thing of the past.
Don't worry about the calories because you're never gonna feel hungry!
Cardiac arrest is gonna get your motor running.
My bowels have been empty for weeks and I feel great!
Look for cardiac arrest energy drinks at a flea market or fireworks stand near you.
Well, Andrew, you've lived a pretty good life, it seems. Let's just take a look. No murder, no adultery, no stealing, not even as a child. Very impressive.
Well, thank you, sir.
In this new age, you have to be accountable in all facets of your life.
Well, what else is there?
It is time to check your browser history.
A dirty browser history may keep you out of heaven, but don't let it ruin your legacy here on Earth. At Legacy Lock, we believe your secrets are no one's business but yours, even in death. Our patented heart monitor notifies operators the moment of your passing within minutes, so Legacy Lock teams can swarm on your home and office, removing any embarrassing material. We don't like to divulge our trade secrets, but you'll rest assured we'll be in and out, and no one will know. You're going to die. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Call Legacy Lock, and your cookies won't crumble you.
I'm Edna Garrett of the Facts of Life. I'm listening to the Cranial Emission Show, and I can't believe it. I just got Joe standing up peeing. Girls, boys.
Welcome back to
Edna
the Cranial
Garrett.
Emission Show.
Edna Garrett, everyone.
The outreach that we get all kinds of people that want to do station IDs on this program. You are listening to the Cranial Mission Show. If you just tune in, and Triumvirate is broadcasting to you live here in Tampa, Florida, from ESB Brewing, located here at Scenic 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D.
Ooh, Suite D.
407. The ITJ standing before you behind the bar to pour all kinds of beers for you, 15 different ones to choose from.
Wait a minute. That's not the ITJ.
That is not him. We have a doppelganger back here, ITJ. The illustrious TJ, also known as the Dark Lord or something port. We are joined by the producer himself, the producer extraordinaire, WCW, the wily Chris Wiles. And if you want to be a part of the show, you can jump in. We're about to get into some Tampa sports. Well, actually, Tampa sports in a little bit, but some NHL topics here very soon. So call in at 813-NEW-TALK. NHL playoffs, man. I mean, this, for me as a Habs fan, as a Montreal Canadian fan, I'm just thrilled to see Boston get knocked out. And I don't want to hear your traitorous BS over there because you're Benedict Arnold now, McGee, because you used to be.
I am not Benedict Arnold.
You used to be a Canadian fan.
I just love stirring the pot.
And you should be excited about the fact, speaking of the S word, you should be excited about the fact that Boston is no longer part of the NHL playoffs.
And you know what? Like that. If you guys can't see on here, I'm drinking a cup of Boston Tears.
I mean, as we like to say on this show all the time, screw the Boston Bruins.
I hate anything from Boston. Pretty much everything.
I would say I hate Boston baked beans, but I love Boston.
Yeah, those are good, and the chowder's pretty good up there.
But what a matchup! What a matchup between the Montreal Canadiens and the Boston Bruins. This was a matchup where, despite the sweep from Montreal of Tampa, despite that, there were many that counted them out against the Boston Bruins. And I said before the playoffs started, if there's any way to beat teams like Boston, and not just Boston, but you go into West, teams like Anaheim, teams. Like LA even.
Fight.
You beat them with speed.
Yep.
Because these are teams that are grittier. They've got some depth to them, but you can wear them out with speed, and that's exactly what Montreal did against the Boston Bruins. Chara looked like he lost a step, actually. He looked like he was a little older. And then the shenanigans afterward with Milan Lucic. This was something that was interesting to me.
He can piss it.
After a well-played 7-game series, they go to the handshake, which is custom in the NHL.
And I say nothing. During that handshake, I say nothing.
Of course
I don't demean any team.
I mean, if you're pissed, then you don't say anything. Otherwise, you say good game. But that's not what Milan Lucic did, Miggy. He threatened two different players on the Montreal Canadiens, one being Dale Weiss, the other being Alexei Emelin.
Yeah, so you're saying he's a sore loser.
Exactly, just like the whole team of Philadelphia team.
I think they should find a guy. Boston should find a guy whose last name's Chong, and then they could have Lucic and Chong on their team. That would be cool, don't you think?
Hey, Lucic isn't here, man.
Hey, man, Lucic isn't here, man.
You keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Exactly. I think that might be. Look, you could sell some T-shirts anyway.
I mean, meanwhile, this is a team in Montreal that has not been to the Stanley Cup Finals, let alone won the Stanley Cup in 21 years. After their entire history, until 1993, they had never gone longer than 7 years without winning the cup.
Didn't Boston blow the game in 17 seconds last year? I think that's quite correct, yeah.
I'll tell you what I was most impressed with is how quickly Boston fans turned on their team, man.
Oh, my God.
There was a lot of booing going on there in the third period.
And you saw the class after they lost. They didn't celebrate the team who was obviously the better team overall. They decided to throw a bunch of crap on the ice, beers and garbage and all kinds of stuff. It shows how Boston has a lot of class.
You look at the play of Carey Price, and I would say that he was the star of that series, seconded only by
Subban,
PK Subban.
yeah.
And PK Subban, much to his credit, many people talk about the fact that they say, oh, he whines, he talks a lot of smack, whatever. At the end of the game, when they interviewed him about the fact that Lucic was talking smack, he actually defended it and said, look, he's a competitor, and stayed clear away from it. So the Montreal Canadiens players actually would not identify what he said, but we find out later that he actually threatened both of those players in the lineup, saying he's going to effing kill them.
And you know what?
The next time they play.
Before that, we were talking about how much we would love to have Milan Lucic on our team, but after that, man, to hell with him. I don't ever want him on our team.
I disagree. I do, because I like that in a guy. I want him to think about it until next year, and I want him to come out and drop the gloves right
I mean, come on.
Look, I'm all about. You know what, dude? In this age, when we have athletes that are just cashing checks and they seem to just not care whether they win or not, I think that's kind of refreshing for a guy to take it that personally, man. I actually like it.
Take it like.
Look, you need to be sportsman. I understand what you're saying, but that shows it's just unusual to see.
It's emotion.
It's not anything personal with him. He just doesn't like to lose, man. But on the Habs, man, I thought Pacioretty played really well.
Pacioretty started lighting it up towards the end of the series, Joe.
He took a lot of hits, man.
This was a guy that had
he
had 39 goals in the regular season. But at the beginning of the playoffs, he really wasn't lighting it up. But you look at that line that they had, that forward line with Max Pacioretty, David Desharnais, and Brendan Gallagher. And that was a mix-up line that Michel Therrien put together. And, man, they just outclassed the Boston Bruins every time they were out there. They couldn't keep up with the speed. They couldn't keep up with the hustle.
They were quick on the puck, man.
And they were very quick on the puck.
puck.
And that's exactly what caused the breakdowns that you saw in Game 7.
I mean, that first game was probably one of the best games I've seen in a playoff series.
That was a great series,
many
period.
years.
That series was
awesome.
excellent.
Yeah, but Game 6, they owned the Boston Bruins.
they
Despite being outshot, they owned them.
They owned them.
And that was a turning point. When they interviewed Max Pacioretty, you mentioned his play. When they interviewed him after Game 7, he said that Game 6 was the turnaround. He said flat out that was the best game he had ever seen the team play while he was involved with them.
Well, so this is good news for Canada anyway, right? We got a Canadian team that's going into
even though they're more American than Canadian on that team than any other team.
I know. I find that Danny Briere is American, isn't he?
No, he's French Canadian.
Oh, is he? I thought he played for the American team on.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No.
Prank call.
All right. Needless to say, it was an amazing series, and we still got one more Game 7 before the next round
tonight, right?
Anaheim and LA.
Yeah, tonight,
right?
Anaheim and LA playing LA, who launched out to a 2-0 lead after dispatching the San Jose Sharks, and the Shocker being down 3-0, and then they proceeded on losing 3 games straight, only to tie this thing up. And this is a battle where you look at John Gibson, the rookie goaltender for the Anaheim Ducks, called up, who's supposed to be the future of this team after 2 different goaltenders just weren't doing enough, Frederik Andersen and Jonas Hiller.
Yep.
Both guys that were considered to be incredible goaltenders. And L.A., you just can't count them out. Wouldn't it be interesting if we did see in the finals L.A. and Montreal? Because that was in the matchup in 1993 when Montreal did win the Cup last.
It was, okay.
I remember watching that in Vermont.
Do you?
I was in Vermont at the time when they won.
Yeah, I think anytime you get more Canadian teams, involved in the later rounds of the playoffs, it's good for the sport. I mean, it is the Canadian national pastime. It's their baseball.
Next to curling, eh?
Next to curling?
No, it's not next to curling.
Next to curling and drinking beers, eh? So,
Drinking beer, yes.
And fishing.
That was no goal, eh? They was in the crease.
But you look at other series, and Montreal, as a result of winning this, guys, is going to be facing off against the New York Rangers. It's interesting because if you look at the 3 teams that are already identified in the Stanley Cup semifinals, and it's 3 teams out of the original 6. Rangers, Chicago, and Montreal.
Yep.
And with Montreal playing against the Rangers, it's an interesting dynamic because what's resulted from the Rangers making it this far.
Lightning get another pick, yeah.
Lightning get a first-round pick instead of a second. It was a conditional second-round pick that Steve Yzerman, the GM of the Lightning, traded. When he traded Marty St. Louis, who we like to call Bilbo Baggins, when they traded Marty St. Louis to the New York Rangers, they got a first-round pick, a conditional second-round pick, and Ryan Callahan. Well, that conditional second-round pick was conditional because it was based on the success of the Rangers in this playoff. As a result of going to the Eastern Conference Finals, it becomes a first-round pick. So now for the next 2 years, the Lightning have 2 first-round picks.
And now we don't give a crap what happens to the Rangers.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this, but they also got some kind of a ring for Marty St. Louis and a little hobbit house. Eiserman now has a little
And
summer.
now Marty's being fouled around by this little bald guy.
It's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but they got a little hobbit house for summer house for Eiserman, so he made a good trade, I think.
But you look at the way that the Rangers came back against
Atlantic
Pittsburgh.
hat.
Pittsburgh up the way they were. They were handling them well, and all of a sudden you saw a total collapse, which is not a surprise when you consider the goaltending historically there with Marc-Andre Fleury, the defense which has no depth, the offense which the first two lines are great, but after that it's a serious drop off.
And then you have the class of Sidney Crosby.
And as a result of all that, we'll talk about the class in a second, but as a result of that performance, Ray Shero, the GM of Pittsburgh, already fired with
Adios,
rumors
amigo.
Sancho, with rumors that the coach, Dan Bylsma, who was the coach of Team USA for the Olympics, might be fired as well.
He should be. He's weak.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of wonder if did Fleury at some time like take your girlfriend or something, because you don't have a whole lot of love for Fleury, man. And I'm not saying that he's a great. I think he's a great.
He collapses.
He's a horrible goaltender.
Yes.
I wouldn't go horrible.
Let's be honest. In the 7-game series, Fleury is going to have 2 good games, 2 atrocious games, and 3 okay games.
That's enough
And
to win.
about it. No, it's not enough to win.
Yeah, it can be.
It's not enough.
He didn't play very
Well,
good.
obviously, you know
His
what, Ben?
last
You're
2
right, because
seasons, he
it
hasn't
obviously
played good
wasn't
at all.
enough to
But
win.
you were talking about Crosby and the classlessness of him, man.
Talking about the nut check?
Well, yeah, he was being hassled. I mean, when you're being hassled, that's all the part of hockey. You get yourself beat and you're hanging by the net, you're going to get poked and poked and poked and poked and poked. And so Crosby decided to go ahead and pull the stick right up in his Johnson, and really hurt. Who was it that he freaking nutted?
I can't even remember.
I don't
to be
know, but he
honest
was
with
one
you.
of the Rangers players. And I think, Crosby should be heavily fined for that. I mean, it's very classless.
I mean,
act.
let's face
That's
it, Crosby.
very Milan Lucic-esque.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Lucic, Crosby acted like a bitch. But we
What else
talked
is
about
new?
the way that LA came back against San Jose. And now we find out in San Jose that there's some shakeups as well. San Jose has decided to not renew the contracts of 2 big-name players, one of which has been a friend of the Cranial Mission show, Dan Boyle.
Is he moving on?
They're not going to renew Dan Boyle's
We need to bring
contract,
him back
and they're not
here.
going to renew Marty
Yeah, let's get
Havlat's
Dan
contract.
back.
We need Dan Boyle back to Tampa.
You know what?
Let's start.
I know for a fact he still has a place in Pinellas County.
Well, we'll talk to Jeff. We'll talk to the.
No, I know for a fact he does. He
Yeah.
still owns a place here.
I
Because
just-
Jeff's supposed to be doing some work
Jeff
for him.
name dropped.
Yeah, you did. And I talked to Jeff just a couple days ago, and he asked me if I want to do some work for him at his place. And obviously I still got the shoulder thing.
So you're going to go in there and try to convince him to play for the Lightning?
If I'm there, I'm gonna. Yeah,
You're gonna recruit?
I'm just gonna leave a couple Lightning things
go
laying
work
around.
Go work at Dan's place.
Yeah, well, I had to turn it down because my arm's still not. I can't do any work for him. You know what I'm saying? I can't do any
When
work.
does he want you to do the work?
It's still up in the air. It might still happen. Jeff just brought it up.
'Cause I am free the last week of May. And
You see how Miggy's trying to
the
insert
first
himself
week,
in that?
It's amazing.
I will make it happen, bros.
But anyway, yeah, I think Dan would be great back here. I think we could need a we need
He's
a little.
such a classy.
You got to
defenseman,
wonder
and
if he
he's so
doesn't.
Talented.
You got to wonder if he doesn't lean towards that. I mean, this is a guy that was very upset when he was traded from Tampa. He
Very
didn't want
upset.
to leave.
That was a stupid move on Tampa's part.
It was a
honestly.
stupid
But
move.
look who was the bosses at the time. So.
I think having a defense guy that actually can carry the puck into the offensive zone.
He's very
something we need.
offensive defenseman,
Exactly what we
yeah.
need. I mean,
It's definitely something we
I think
need.
Hedman does a good job at it, and he's doing better at it now. He's pretty quick on his skates, but
Could you
definitely
imagine
a
if he teamed
a
up
veteran.
with Boyle?
Yeah, it'd be
Oh my
unbelievable.
God.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm
Now,
down
guys,
100%.
just because we're running out of time here, from the NHL to the NFL, the draft, which we talked about last week for the NFL, played out even further after last weekend because we got to see the later round picks. We got to see the results of that. And one of the big stories was Michael Sam. Now, we talked a couple weeks ago about that, about the fact that this is the first publicly outed player in terms of being gay prior to the draft. And it really played out in a way that some people, frankly, weren't comfortable with. I thought it was cool, personally. I mean, I was upset with where he was drafted. He got drafted really right at the end of the 7th round. He was one of the last picks drafted.
He's good, but he's not.
But did he?
He's-
No, well, dude, he was
SEC
co-SEC Player of the Year,
What does that
Defensive
even
Player of the
mean?
Year.
That means he was one of the best defensive players. that played in
SEC, one of the
SEC.
deepest, and one of the deepest conferences in the NCAA, and he's in the 7th round. I think he dropped because of the announcement. But what
absolutely,
but
100%,
especially what
yeah.
played out afterward. When you saw him get drafted, you saw an embrace between him and his boyfriend, a kiss between him and his boyfriend on camera that was posted on ESPN and various channels, and you saw a serious backlash from that. And as much as we feel like we've progressed, you also feel like you've regressed when you see the reaction from that.
He's also got this whole behind-the-scenes documentary with Oprah, You know that.
Oh yeah, we talked about this when he first came out. If you guys remember, I said that this is going to be a gold mine for him, even if he doesn't get drafted.
That's true.
This is a big deal. Now, I mean, there was a somebody tweeted, a guy from the Dolphins tweeted Don Johnson. I think his name is Don Johnson. He tweeted something from the Miami Dolphins, which is funny that he plays there. Maybe I'm just mixing a couple things up.
I think you are.
But he tweeted that it was like horrible because there was a kiss on there. But listen, I got to just say one thing. I find the entire draft awkward.
I do too.
I find it very awkward.
Camera.
Did you see the guy, Mike Evans, the guy that Bucks drafted? He was in tears, man, and they're stuffing a camera in his face, and I'm happy for him and all, but you know what? I just find the whole thing to be very
People are gonna
awkward.
be
To have a
emotional.
camera in someone's face is such a a monumental part of their life, dude. And whether it's a guy kissing a guy kissing a girl, dude crying, some dude hugging his grandmother, I just kind of find it's a personal thing.
Yeah,
And
you're intruding on their personal
Yeah, I mean,
situation. But you know what, Joe? When they're asked if they allow it or not, and they say yes. So I mean, hey, they're the ones that allow the inner sanctum to be.
But they don't really have a choice
to be
man.
compromised.
And
But
I don't.
they don't
think-
have a choice.
I tell you what, there's going to be some players who are pissed off about it, but there's also going to be some players that, dude, we're playing football. Who gives a crap?
Right.
Well, dude, it's not like they sit around and
And
snap.
that's how it should be.
They're not snapping towels in a locker
they're not
room.
these
And
junk
But
hungry
now do
dudes.
you find out about this? Where Oprah Winfrey, her network, the OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network, apparently has some kind of inside access where they're filming Michael Sam during training camp.
Okay, that's horrible.
So
That's a bad idea.
we've already got a distraction.
That's a bad
and,
idea.
And you know what? As much as I rooted for the guy, this is something I got a problem with. I mean,
I can't believe the
he
Dolphins are
says
going to let it
flat out-
happen, dude. That's
Rams.
ridiculous.
No,
Or the
Rams.
that's what I
But
mean.
he says flat out he doesn't want to be considered a gay player. He just wants to be considered a player.
Then why are you making
and
a
then you
documentary?
allow that kind of access? So clearly you're trying to merchandise. You're trying to market off of that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard everybody say, I've had enough of this, I'm bored with it, blah, blah, blah. And, it's actually great news for the NFL. They love it, regardless. They got their name out there. And once again, there's a lot of talk about NFL in the middle of a non-season month. That's a big deal. But I don't know why you would want to be more of a distraction. Just blend in. Wait, you're at least after your rookie year. If you wanted to do like a wrap up of his career or something, I can see that, man. But
A
all in all-
retrospective.
yeah.
I
It's
get
too
something-
early. Get to work. Go play football.
You know what's really distracting?
Shut up.
The Rays blowing that effing game.
Oh,
last
please. I
night.
stayed up till 2:30 in the
I know
morning.
you
almost.
did, and let's go ahead and knock that out before we hit the commercial break real quick. This is something that really pissed me off, but I'm going to let you go with it. Go ahead.
Okay, I know what you're mad about. You're mad that he took Balfour out.
I think Balfour should have been left in. Granted, he walked 2 batters, but man,
And let a guy
Wait a
hit.
second, though. Oh, wait a second. Balfour, who is a pitcher that you're talking about, has over a 6-point ERA.
The saucy Aussie. They can't do nothing with him. They got to play him sometime.
No, they don't. Actually, they don't, man. The saucy Aussie is just not what he was, and you're
I'm
one,
not as saucy as I used to
you're
be.
one, the Orioles actually signed him, and then they did a physical on him, and they didn't. That's how we got him. They
What kind of
released
physical?
him. I don't know. They bring him in. The doctors look at him, and they said they didn't want to sign him. They did it to 2 players in spring
Really?
training this year. Yeah, but Balfour. I think he's going to get it. Look, it's early in the season. He had a great season last year. Balfour's going. He was a hard thrower. He's a 95 guy, 96 guy, and he's not hitting that
Yeah, he's
anymore.
down to 93,
Yeah, he's 91, but he's
92,
pitching more. He's throwing more curveballs. He's doing this, but he still has a hard time hitting his own. He's an amped up player. You guys seen him. He gets out there. He's
Very
steaming.
amped up,
If
clearly.
They just need to
He's
smack
awesome. You
him.
can't help it. He's scrappy. It's
They
like
need to
Russell Crowe.
Smack
Yeah.
his ass and send him out on the mound.
Hey, Tugger. Yeah, but
I'm gonna pitch like
All right,
crazy.
Tugger.
man.
that was a bad loss. I'm really hoping they can bounce back tonight because they really played a good game. And you know what I really hated to see was Bedard. Eric Bedard pitched an excellent game last night. He really, dude, he just murdered them with a curveball. He threw everybody curveballs. He struck out Mike Trout and Pujols back to back with 2 curveballs to get 0-2, and then heated them up with an 89-mile fastball that they couldn't catch up with.
Jeez.
But
Well, what
I
can
guess
you do?
I mean I guess we're not going to talk too much more Rays.
No, we're up against it. We're
yeah.
running to a commercial break.
It's a long
and when
season.
we get back, for those out there listening, stay with us because when we get back, we're going to have Joe Davison joining us from Red Gear Studios. Got to jump into a quick commercial break. So for all you Craniacs listening to us live from ESB Brewing Company, stay with us. Be right back after this.
Yes.
All right, man. ESB Brewing commercial, take 1.
Hey, you want me to run bar for you? I am producer on Great Show at ESP on Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. o'clock, the Cranial Emission Show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you mean the Cranial Mission Show.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay. All right. Now, Sancho, we're going to run through this. We're going to get it right this time, okay?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Now, just read the copy I gave you just like they wrote it.
Yes.
Okay. ESB Brewing commercial, take...
Hello, I'm Sancho.
No, hey, like I said, when I say take 2,
I did. You said take 2.
look, just read the few lines they wrote for you, okay? and only about ESB and their amazing beer.
Can I talk about Leslie?
No. This commercial is just about the quality of ESB's beer.
But Leslie, she's so pretty and she make amazing beer.
All right. Take 5. Jimmy, get this guy in the ball, please. I can't believe this fucking bullshit. Why do we have to have a low fucking budget?
Sir?
What?
Your mic is still live.
Damn it!
Pardon our advertising. At ESB Brewing, we spend our money on beer.
Tough economy got you down? Are your money problems causing you marital issues? Unable to hide money spent at today's gentlemen's clubs? Well, you don't have to be a gentleman to come to Gyration. Gyrations. Gyrations dancers work on a barter system. We only hire single mothers whose homes are in utter disrepair. So if you're blue collar and you have a viable skill, labor leads to lap dances and maybe more at Gyrations. Gyrations.
My plumbing is all fouled up, and I need somebody to work my posthole diggers.
Do you want VIP treatment without sacrificing your kids' education? Well, don't take your tool belt off. Work yourself a deal at Gyrations. Gyrations.
Models are all over the age of 18 except where identification was not present.
It's a blast from the past, man. This is Violet, former producer of the Cranial Mission Show. Doing a little station ID for you now. So say it loud. I'm a Craniac and I'm proud. You white people so damn funny.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, guys.
That was a hell of a dismount.
I just totally rushed right in here. I was outside smoking a cigarette and had to run right back in. But I am Ben Charles. I'm part of the Triumvirate, joined by Miguel Hito and the Reverend Joey T.
That's me.
We broadcast to you live every Friday from 7 to 9 from ESB Brewing Company, located here at 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D.
Sweet D Sancho.
407.
What? All right.
And we do have a call coming in here, and this is the call that we've been waiting on because as we teased throughout the show, we were going to be talking to Joe Davison. He is one of the owners, one of the founders of Red Gear Studios. I've had the pleasure of working with Joe on a number of different projects as a director, as a producer, as a writer of all these different film projects. This is a guy that when you look at the local film production, the feature film production here in Tampa, you'd be hard-pressed to find a guy that is busier and more industrious than Joe Davison over the years. So with that, let's bring him into the show. Joe Davison, welcome to the show, my good friend. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, sir. That was quite an introduction.
I was going to go further with that, Joe, with the Charming Hooligans reference, but I'll let you go ahead and start there, buddy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Charming Hooligans. That was...
You just had a reunion with that.
We just did a reunion show, actually.
You know, that was the night of the Talkie Awards when we swept the big three, my friend.
And that was something that Miggy was very stoked about. He was very excited about your reunion thing, but we wish we could have been there, Joe, but we were too busy winning a bunch of awards.
No, I get it, dude. Which makes me sad because Nerd Shuttle didn't get nominated at all.
I know didn't we put you up for something? I know I wrote somebody in there.
If that happened, I never heard about it.
I thought we put you up for Sexiest Broadcaster of the Year, personally.
Oh, well, that I won. But I won that on the corner of Nebraska and Del Mabry, so...
Hey, Joe, this is Sancho Sanchez from San Pedro Sula, Honduras.
He is part of the show, Joe.
Yes, it's the murder capital of the world. You used to be on the show That's Incredible.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
No, did you used to be on the show That's Incredible?
No.
No, that's John Davidson's son.
That's John Davidson.
Sorry about
that's
that.
not Joe Davison. That's John Davidson.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sancho
doesn't know
actually learns
culture.
about American culture through
I'm
TV.
on a new show called That's Inflatable.
Okay, wow.
Where we
it sounds like sexy
practice
show.
on the newest sex dolls.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
Now, Joe, like I said, you're an industrious guy. And, for anybody out there, first of all, like I said, he is one of the owners of Red Gear Studios, also has a website known as nerdshuttle.com. That is a site that you owe it to yourself to go check out and talk about different comics, movies, etc., anything science fiction, anything video games that you can think of. And they work on so many different things. First of all, I got to ask you, Joe, what the heck is going on with the steampunk game. Tell everybody about the steampunk video game that you've been trying to get going.
Well, okay, so there's been some interesting developments. We have an actual RPG first-person shooter that we're trying to build for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It's a really cool idea. Set on a distant planet, the world has been destroyed by aliens, and now you're basically trying to rebuild in this Tesla era now of a Victorian post-apocalyptic future noir.
It's a steampunk thing.
World. Yeah, it's steampunk meets Mad Max kind of.
Now, do you need anybody to make some voices in the game like "That's preposterous, huh"?
That sounds like Admiral Akbar.
I will be.
Always.
I can't believe it's General Solo, Captain Calrissian. Wow, that's exactly who
That's
it is.
definitely Admiral Akbar.
Admiral Akbar. He's a
That
fish.
absolutely is what we're looking for right
Okay,
there.
good. Well,
That's
just,
whatever
I
you
am
did
available for hire. Very freaking cheap.
I think he's just being nice to you because he's a guest. But anyway, so not only are you working on that, but this is one thing that it really caught my attention. You've now got some apps that you're promoting, I guess. I see something about something known as butt-based games.
Sounds awesome. To me.
I'll say it one more time.
Yeah.
Butt-based games.
That was our co-partner and owner, Megan Chapnick's idea. She came up with this idea for the company to be called Butt-Based Games, and it's all about butts and poo and whatever else you can think of.
Oh no!
The newest game that just came out is called Poo Fendor. That's out on Android right now. You can download it right now on Android at the Play Store, at the Google Play Store. You can download Poo Fendor.
I'm on my way.
It's a ridiculous game. You're a butt flying through the sewer, shooting shit that's flying at you. Pizza, cheese slices, Coke cans, whatever's coming at you, you shoot it. There's power-ups. You can upgrade your butt. You can get different colored butts. You can get the badonkadunk. It's crazy.
Now, while you're updating butts, just to let you know, you can't say the S word again. We are a family show.
You could say scheisse.
Not really, but you can say shite, if you will.
Okay, right. I was speaking in the Old English term for the meaning of the word.
The acronym.
That's very fecal of you, Joe.
Yes. Thank you.
It sounds like an interesting app, and it sounds like definitely has a lot of.
All I know is it's installing on my thing right now.
Oh, okay,
Joe, and
so
I will be playing this game later, my friend.
So what else are you working on, man? I know you guys have had a lot of changes going on there at Red Gear Studio. So I mean,
we moved our studio in with a bigger studio, Indie Studios, Chameleon Filmworks, which is in St. Pete. We moved in with them. Buddy Winsit was happy enough to. It was kind of his idea to kind of push us all into one studio. So, because we work constantly together with Buddy, Buddy.
Of course, yeah.
So he works harder than anyone I know. I mean, he's been doing this 40 years, and he's doing all the commercials in town and that kind of thing. So he was happy to let us in.
Nice.
And to work with him out of his studio.
So are you out there now as a result of this merger? Are you finding that you're getting more commercial work?
We actually know the film work has increased. I literally can say it has tripled.
Oh wow.
As of right now, because we have, I worked very recently with a very young lady by the name of Janet Lee to write a script it's a true life story about a gentleman named Arnie Stewart who didn't learn to read until he was 56, and then he started going to all these schools and teaching, giving lectures, and he ended up getting this following. These students were just enamored with him, and he was getting letters every day. Thousands. This guy has received thousands and thousands of letters from students.
So you're saying there's still some hope for Ben then? So that he can still be a productive member of society.
So
Great.
You'll learn one day, buddy.
You know what? Joe's working with me, so.
So I helped Janet Lee write this script. Well, basically, she just told me what to write. It's really her life story because she came into Arnie's life later on. She was a teacher, and when she found out that he was needed this help and that kind of stuff, she jumped right on board, and then she started going with him on these tours and helping guide him. And it's just it's an amazing story. He eventually died of lung cancer but he had reached thousands of kids, man. And we just finished that script, and literally right now, it's at Imagine Entertainment. Brian Grazier, Ron Howard, it's there. It's right there.
Right on, man.
You know, I love to see these true to life stories. I just jumped on a movie set the other day, and it was called A Geek Love Story, and I was like, all right, I'm just doing this extra work. And then I found out there was people from there that wrote this blog back in the day, and this guy didn't know how to act around girls, and it turned out to be this whole deep story that was true, and it was really, really awesome to immerse myself in with these people that were telling me all these little tidbits. It was really, really cool.
But see, that's the thing, Miggy. I mean, a guy like Joe, I've had the pleasure of working with Joe for many years now, and
I know I was
this
jealous.
guy
Felix got to go to the studio.
No, I mean,
and
this
didn't.
guy is. I mean, look, Joe's gonna be modest about this, but he's a Tampa legend, man. I mean, this is a guy that has put out so much work. I mean, nobody works harder here
puts out
on
more
the
than
feature
Joe,
film
is
work.
what you're saying?
Nobody puts out more than Joe. You know how many times I've worked with Joe and had our work put in film festivals? I mean, this guy is omnipresent, and not only is he just a mad genius in terms of writing and the work that he does, but he's a pleasure to work with. I've had so much fun on the projects that I've had the luxury of working on with Joe. So, I mean, Joe, don't be shy.
So-
Tell everybody
Hey,
about
guys,
where they can
the-
find your projects. I mean, one of the things we
check-
worked on together was
check this out,
Frostbite.
Ben.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finished the script. It goes off. My buddy in LA is like, I can get it to Imagine Entertainment, and I was like, all right, we'll see about that. You know, so that happened, man. Like, that's happening. So in the middle of that, I'm trying to build this video game. Like, let's do this game, and we got this app going. Okay, the app's going. We're doing that. Okay, I got to design all the artwork for that. No problem. Cool, I'll do that too. Oh, okay, this guy. Then I get this guy out of Germany wants me to write him a script for $50,000. Not kidding, dude. This just happened 2 days ago.
Beautiful.
So he wants to shoot a movie for $50K. That's not a lot of money, man. You can't shoot a movie for $50K.
No, you can't.
Most people can't.
Yeah, most people can. That is true.
Nobody
However, I'm up for the challenge. So I literally with Jeremy and myself, we pushed out this treatment to him. He came back with some notes. We pushed it back out, so we're in that stage right now. So that movie's probably going to happen over the summer. But you know about Sorority, Ben. You knew about Sorority the Dam, which was this movie that we're trying to do.
Got some rather lovely women involved in that project.
Right. And we got huge press on it through Fangoria and Dread Central and iHorror.
Oh, I bet you got huge when you casted that. I bet you got real huge.
Sexy huge.
Right. I hope the girls aren't listening.
They knew. They knew already, Joe.
They're just kidding, ladies.
Well, Joe,
anyway, so now that's out with an investor. That looks like that will also get funded. So I may be doing this film, this $50,000 project, before we do this other minimal budget project in the winter. So we might be hitting a movie in August, and we might be hitting a movie in December, dude.
That's awesome.
Sound busy, man.
But, you know, it all could fall through, and nothing could happen, and I'll be just jerking my meat for the rest of the year.
Well, sometimes you got to do that.
You know what? That would just be kind of the norm.
But you know what? Hey, Joe, I just want to go ahead and you did want to point on something. It is National Masturbation Month.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah,
May
it
is
is.
National Masturbation Month.
It's the 16th?
No, just
Shit,
the whole
man,
month, my friend.
I'm twice ahead.
No, it's the whole month. It's the whole month. So you have to be extremely.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. It's the 16th. I'm already at like 30 times, so we're good, man.
Yeah, I honestly feel, Joe, that every month is, but, you know.
It's National Masturbation Lifetime for me, but that's neither here nor there. I do want to touch on something real quick, Joe. This Charming Hooligan thing sounded really cool. I actually got introduced to Chris Gorgeous, JB, and you know his wife and Tiffany through Zach that used to produce our show, and I started
Double
listening,
Special show.
Yeah, I
which
started
is
listening to Double Special. And
a
then, of
show
course,
we work with quite a bit. We try to promote them. We hope they promote us. Right.
Love their show. And I talked to Marty Hoffman was online, and I started learning more about the Charming Hooligans. And then I heard you were on the show, and I listened to that show, and you and Megan were on. It sounded like you had a really cool run with those guys. And of course, you had the reunion. What was it? April.
You know, the thing about the Charming Hooligans is that I'm the founder of the Hooligans.
No, are you? Nice.
Yeah, back in like 2001, maybe.
Oh, wow.
2000, 99. Yeah, man, we had a troupe called Beat the Dead Horse. that troop disbanded. Jason Cranial and myself decided to start the Charming Hooligans. Marty came on board. Later on, Chris came on board. Darren Verde was part of it. Megan Chapnick was in it. And then we disbanded from that. Jason Cranial and myself. I went up to Second City in Chicago. Darren Verde as well. And then when we came back, Darren went out to Orlando, and I kind of stopped doing improv because I got into filmmaking.
And the whole history of that thing. After doing a lot of reading and I've been trying to dig it. When I find somebody I'm very entertained with. Chris Gorgeous is a very entertaining guy. So is JB. And I was trying to dig into as much as I can and find out about you guys. And I found some pretty cool stuff. And it sounds like pretty interesting guys, man. And my whole life is improv. That's pretty much all I do. So
I was that way, man, for probably 15 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I started doing improv in like 90, I'll say 95.
Wow.
So from 95 to like 99, in there was the Beat the Dead Horse and the start of the Hooligans. And then after the Hooligans, I created a troupe called the Caffeine Kids.
So you get a whole damn history. That's a huge history.
Say what?
That's a great history, man. It goes way back. Oh my God.
Yeah. The Caffeine Kids. We performed. We were the in-house comedy troupe for the improv. Gary Menke back then was like was all about he was the MC at the improvs. He'd have us perform in the Ybor one, and then we'd go perform in the Orlando one every Wednesday night. We were like the in-house improv troupe.
Nice.
But these troops, man. The problem with the troops is that tempers flare, egos become a big issue, and you can't hold it together, man. Especially if two of the members are dating.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I got to ask you. I mean, we're kind of running up against it here. We're almost at the end of a segment, but I've got to ask you before the commercial break, what more can we expect from Joey D? I mean, what more can we expect from Joe Davison? All the work you put into things.
And get sexy with it. Come on. Really sexy with it,
Get sexy
Joe.
with it. Give us some, give us an undertone. Give us a je ne sais quoi, if you will, that we can't resist.
So as I continue to do my movies, I shall also do the video games. We got 2 more apps coming.
I'm touching myself right now.
I was about to say, I'm masturbating the out of myself right now.
What?
I'm touching myself right now.
I'm jerking off. I'm sorry.
So we got two more apps that'll be out probably within the next 2 weeks. We got one called Bucket of Butts. It's basically what it sounds like. You just got a bucket and you're trying to catch all these butts as they fall out of the sky. And then we got another one called Chairface. That is where you're just you pick a character and then you just beat them to death with a chair at random.
Is there Justin Bieber involved?
We're thinking about trying to figure out where you can add pictures. Or you take a picture of your friend and use that and then beat them. But that's a longer programming process. But anyway, so we got Steamworks. The name has changed. It's now called Forged in War.
Change the name again.
Yeah. We changed it to Forged in War. It's because there's a game engine called Steam, and they have a sub category called Steam Works.
Oh, jeez.
Well, real quick, we're up against it. We got to go into commercial break here, but real quick, let the fans know where they can find out about this video game.
Okay, you can go to buttbasegames.com or redgearstudios.com and check out all our games, all our commercials, all our productions that we're doing, our films. You can find me on Facebook, Joe Davison, Davison. Again, our newest movie is Sorority of the Dam. That's also on Facebook. So we got a lot happening, man. Steamworks is on Facebook.
Awesome.
It's all there, man. It's RedGearStudios.com or ButtBaseGames.com.
All right, well, brother, we love you. I love you.
Best of luck, man. I haven't met you before, man. My name's Joe as well. And,
that's my boy.
Hey, nice.
Joe Davison is
Felix.
my boy.
It's Felix. I just wanted to say hi. I came to the studio once. Love you.
Okay, that was Felix.
Hey, why is he there?
Oh,
I
'cause
thought he went on a gay cruise or something.
No, he's always on the gay cruise, Joe, but he's actually going to be jumping into the next segment after this
Movie
commercial
buff
break.
challenge.
But we got to jump into a commercial. Joe, thank you so much for being part of the show. I love you, buddy. And I look forward to having you come up here and hang out at the brewery to be a part of the show again.
Dude, I wanted to get there tonight, man, but you know, I my partners.
Yeah, no worries.
I've got a partner too. Love you, Joe.
We're going to
Bye.
get you up here soon, so we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. Appreciate you being
Hey,
here.
Felix, give me a call privately. I mean, what?
That was Joe Davison from Rig Studios for the Cranial Mission Show. It's time to go to a break. Stay with us.
Bye.
Howdy, folks. It's your old pal Bubba Clinton here. On the heels of the overwhelming success of my novelty condom line known as Billy Bags, I've been urged by my female constituency to create Bildos, a new line of sex toys for all you tarts, which I personally guarantee will please your lady parts. First up the bat is the JFK. This majestic rubber dong will end any missile crisis blockading your panty hamster. This Bildo comes complete with a fully adjustable internal spine, proven to tickle any G-spot. Upgrade to the Deluxe, which includes exploding head action. For you ladies on the go, try the travel size RFK model. A little pocket willie is sure to make that kitty purr. Now for you BBWs sporting a moose knuckle, we got a Bildo just for you. The Grover Cleveland is warranted to stretch any meat sleeve. It was designed with new exciting rubber technology that actually expands with contact and moisture. This bad boy will have the fat lady singing from beginning to end. The Grover is for sure to be re-elected to your Oval Office. Next in line is a novelty Bildo sure to complete any collection. The George Washington is the first of its kind. A solid wooden dong made out of the finest cherry straight from Mount Vernon. I cannot tell a lie, ladies. I did not have sex with that. Well, I'm just kidding. Use with caution, as extreme friction could cause splintering. These shafts will be a numbered limited edition, so don't hesitate and pre-order one today. Finally, if you like a little kink in the stink, then let me propose to you the Bildozer, a marvelously designed butt plug with unyielding penetrating power. This fleshy dork screw is equipped with a tightly coiled spring to allow rapid jackhammer gratification. This Bildo even comes with its own operating glove to prevent slippage during accelerated use. So don't delay and order one today. Or better yet, why not nominate all my representatives to be members of your cabinet? I am Bill Clinton, and I approve these insertables.
Look for Bildos in adult stores near you.
Howdy, friends. I'm local internet sensation and arch enemy of the evil Patrick Stewart, Lou Bob Jenkins. And when I have some spare time in between noodling for catfish and reconditioning mattresses, that's when I listen to the Cranial Mission Show with my good friends Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, and the Reverend Joey T.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, guys. We are in the second half of the program, the last hour of the show, broadcasting to you live. We are the triumvirate, Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, the Reverend Joey T, live from ESB Brewing, located here at 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D.
Sweet D, what's up?
407 here from Tampa, Florida, and we are pleased to be joined by the illustrious, well, I shouldn't say illustrious because I don't want to take away from TJ.
Yeah,
but,
you can't.
But the renowned Felix Kyle. This is a guy that has financed this show for years.
I think Fabulous comes in.
He has been a huge...
freaking fabulous.
Well, of course you're fabulous. You've been a huge supporter of the show. And, you know...
Hi, Bobby. What's up?
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you. I mean, Felix Cow is a jet setter. He's a guy that has made a lot of money over the years and has put some money into this program. So much so...
I put more than money into this program.
He's made so much money that he flies around on a pink G6 with leopard print.
I don't fly on it, Ben. I would die. Jeez.
Well, he flies in it.
Yeah.
There we
And
go.
he has ESB kegs at his disposal within the G6.
Bobby just sent me, was that Bon Free? Oh, it was so good.
Bon Fray.
Bon Fray. It was so good. So good.
So,
Anyways.
So Felix, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, it's
and
good
you know,
to see you
it-
guys,
it's,
as usual.
I mean, your timing is apropos because last week we actually had a call from a person who claimed to be your brother.
And I checked it out. Actually, I went online. I did some
Yes,
looking on
yes,
Facebook.
he was
and
my brother.
He is your brother,
So
right?
Bruce Cal,
is
who
your brother.
called in, former Navy SEAL, is in fact your brother.
Yes, he was full of haterade, so I had to kind of send him down the river for a while.
That's what he said. You guys haven't talked in like 10 years.
Well, I mean, he's probably found the error of his ways.
Well, he does.
He's in the military, for God's sakes. There's lots of us in there.
He wants to get back with you, or get back to talking to you.
Well, behave yourself.
You just relax.
Jeez.
He's your brother. But what I'm saying is,
I know.
He
No
seemed,
brotherly love here.
He seemed really, like he was.
Well, he's gonna. He's in the military. He's gonna be macho. What do you want him to do?
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, he seemed like he really wanted.
He's a freaking Navy SEAL.
He really wanted to talk to you, Felix, and
fix whatever happened.
Sancho talked to him in between the break. He got your contact information or Bruce's contact information. So
Right.
we've got to ask you. We passed it along to you right after the show. Did you reach out to him?
I reached around to him. Just kidding. Just kidding. Stop. Mind yourself, Wiley. There. I reached out to him, and we planned to meet up and just have a couple of drinks, just relax, and just hey, what's going on?
Okay, well, let's go. We were hoping that maybe you could do it on the air.
I'm over it. He was just being a bitch.
Okay, so you're feeling good about getting back with your brother and
He actually said you were.
Family's family.
He said you say he was being a bitch. Felix, but he said you were being a little twit.
He called me the F word, like in a bad way, if you know what I mean.
Okay, well, I can understand how you'd be upset with him over that. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
He belittled me, and he was very rude, and I was snappy to him. So there'd be the twit, whatever.
I mean, are you guys going to resolve this now? I mean, now that he called in and he reached out,
I don't hold grudges.
Okay,
because he was really open. He sounded really, really honest. He sounded really sincere about doing it. And
I am Felix. Have you ever known me to hold a grudge?
No, I haven't.
I don't.
Okay, so you're going to resolve that, and one thing that we're going to get into the movie buff challenge here in a bit, but there was a prize that was won 2 weeks ago, and Felix, I won the movie buff challenge last
I hope
2
you
weeks
had
ago.
fun, Ben.
No, I felt violated. I felt like you guys were.
I didn't even do anything to you on that plane.
Look,
you
it
just
was
happened to
you-
be wearing a banana hammock, which was fun.
I didn't wear a banana hammock. You tried to coax me into it, and then it was you and a bunch of pool boys all dancing around with a disco light.
Well, so what if we
didn't
cut the
appreciate
back
it.
out of your
I mean,
boxers?
Why,
Whatever.
Why do you think I'm not wearing glittered lube? I'm just not going to do it with a banana
It
hammock
wasn't
on your
lube.
plane.
It was massage oil.
I'm not
Jeez,
wearing it.
come
You guys
on.
tried to persuade
when
me,
in
but I'm not.
Rome, little man.
I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. It was very disconcerting.
When in Rome, Ben.
No, I wasn't in Rome. I was on a plane on a G6.
But it was over Nome, Alaska, so when in Nome. You know what I mean? So all in all, listen, Ben.
You are a cheeky little tart.
I'm so glad that we have
Wow.
a different prize now for the Movie Buff Challenge. No longer will any of us have to be subjected to your homoeroticism. So
Miguel had reached out to O'Brien's.
Right.
Well, I take that back. He was at O'Brien's today, and the owner reached out to him because they love the show. And they love the brewery. They had some of their employees come out and check out the brewery, and they loved it. So O'Brien's has gifted us $30 in gift certificates to anyone. What we're going to do in the Movie Buff Challenge today is I'm going to hold up this marker until I'm finished the quote Ben and Joe.
Okay.
Mr. Wiley, I'm sorry, this one's not for you today because we're gonna have people sitting on the side playing for this.
Okay,
but,
so do you
but
have-
next one? You're totally in.
So I understand that you actually solicited names here from ESB
Oh,
Brewing,
yes.
and we're going to represent these names. And whoever wins between Joe and I for the Movie Buff Challenge wins gift certificates for O'Brien.
Yes, the first place winner, whoever wins, gets $20.
Okay.
Towards the person they're playing for, and then the person who loses gets $10 to have some fun.
Okay, so Joe,
That's a
go
couple
ahead.
of
Go
drinks.
ahead and draw a name.
Well, hey, I want to bring something up. I believe that Felix has something he has to plug here prior to that.
Oh, I do.
you-
Oh my God!
Goodness,
oh
my
God.
friend,
I am
I'm here
sorry.
for you. You know.
Miguel told me that there. Miguel, hang on. Miguel, come here. Yep. I'm going to plug the Beer Olympics. The Bar Olympics is coming up, and we were been offered to do a team in the Bar Olympics.
Where is this at?
It's going to be June 7th or 8th, but unfortunately, you're not going to be here. You're going to be in
Oregon.
Oregon. Oh, he's going to go to boring Oregon to find out where Gloria lived, wasn't
Well,
it?
I got to go minister some animals, but
Yeah, but weren't you gonna go see
No,
where-
yeah, well, I'm going to check that out, but I'm going to Bend, Oregon, and Portland as
Oh,
well.
Bend. I thought you were going to boring.
Well, I can stop by.
I think you should.
Okay, so what's
Anyways,
going on with
anyways.
this thing? You said there's an event that we have to
Um,
compete for.
So it's called the Bar Olympics. They're going to have a couple
Okay.
of events, and it
Mrs. what,
benefits
with
a young
O'Brien's?
Yeah, it benefits a young lady who has had a very serious operation just recently. So all the proceeds, we'll have to pay an entry fee, but we'll all pitch in.
When
for that.
is this event?
It's going to be
June 7th or June 8th, he said.
There we go.
Okay, so next
Okay.
week we'll talk about it further, but let's go ahead and draw a name. We're running out of time here.
Well, we're
Felix.
going to run out of time, but there's lots of bands at O'Brien's, goodies on specials, all kinds of drinks.
Draw a name, Joe.
Sports on TV, so you know how it is.
Draw a name. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to be playing for...
If they're here, some people laugh.
Dun, 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 Mark W.
Mark W., are you here?
Sure.
Aw.
Yeah,
oh,
there
there
he
he
is.
is.
There he
Mark.
is. All right, Mark, I'm playing for you.
He's playing with you.
No, with
for him. Okay.
And I'm going to play for, and I know she's here because I just talked to her. I'm playing for Casey.
Casey White, the beautiful Casey White.
That's right.
Oh
the
my
beautiful
God, you are a
Casey White.
lucky man, Benjamin.
I am playing for her.
So Casey, all right, Casey's playing. Ben's gonna play with Casey.
I'm not as lucky as her good friend
and
Nick,
Joe's gonna
but
play with
I am
Mark.
playing for her. Okay.
Okay.
So let's get into the movie buff challenge.
Now listen to me.
this
Before, hold on a second, 2 seconds. I'm
Okay.
going to hold this up.
Okay.
And when it goes down, then you can answer.
Okay, but before we get into the movie buff challenge, we have to play your intro.
Yes, play my intro.
So
Love
WCW,
it.
if you could be so kind.
Rear Entry Productions presents Felix Cal's Movie Buff Challenge. Woo! Oh, it's Felix. He gives you the quotes from the movies. It's Felix, and the prizes you win will be groovy. Are you buff enough to answer the questions he's got for you? Then it's time to see who will win, Ben or Joe. Sponsored by Felix Cal Industries.
Oh, yeah. So O'Brien's presents Felix's Movie Buff Challenge.
I am so excited because Mr. Rice has given the great prize of $30, $20 to the winner, $10 to the loser.
Okay.
Let's
And you
get
know
it
what?
going.
Last time I won after Joe had a crushing defeat the week prior,
And
or the show prior.
Yeah, and the one before that, you didn't get one question right.
That's right. So I'm ready for this. I'm feeling kind of confident right now. So Felix, without further ado, go ahead.
Number 1. Good, bad, I'm the one with the gun.
Is there like a ticker on this, or?
Yeah, good, bad. I'm the one with the gun. I don't know.
It's Army of Darkness.
Oh, I should have known that. Wow.
Neither one of us got that one.
Because it's
Okay, now
S-Smart.
Now we have 10 more, right?
9.
Or 9 more.
Nine
rather.
more.
9
Gosh,
more.
stay with it. You are
I'm
so
with
out
you.
of it, man.
Just go ahead.
All right,
Shut
you
up.
ready? I'm
Number
going to
2.
hold this up. Now watch this pen, you muffin head.
Okay, go ahead.
Because, let's see. Now you see the evil will always triumph because good is dumb.
Wow, we're definitely
getting really obscure with these.
Yeah, you see that.
Anybody from the audience has any ideas?
Oh, no, the radar's been jammed. No, nothing? Spaceballs.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dear God.
All right, we still got 8 left.
Shut up, Chuck.
We
Thank
should have
you.
known that one. Let's
Just kidding, buddy.
Let's keep it
So
moving.
8
Number
more
3, number
and no
3.
answers.
Oh, my gosh.
Number 3.
Either you get busy living or you get busy dying. Go.
That would be the Shawshank Redemption.
Correct.
Boom!
Joe's got
There we
one.
go. All right, we're in there, Mark.
right.
We haven't won
Mark,
yet, but
you're
we're one
looking
up.
good here, buddy.
We're 1 up.
Wow. Okay, so 1-0 Joe.
Okay. Are you ready? Number 4.
Okay, I guess I'm ready.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Ooh, was that Aliens?
No.
I am going to go with Armageddon.
Cross the streams. Wrong. Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, that was
Number
Joe. Should've
5.
known
Number
that.
5. Number 5. You guys suck. today.
Okay, let's move along.
You would know.
No,
You certainly would know.
Number 5. I ain't got time to bleed.
Nope, sorry.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Um,
I ain't got time to bleed. Get to the chopper. Finally.
Commando.
No, God, you guys are.
Wait, I haven't guessed yet. I'm going Predator.
Yes.
You're right. That's 2 up, dude. 2 up.
Oh, wait
Why-
a second.
No, why must I help you? I helped you too, and you didn't
All
get
right,
it.
all right.
Okay.
2-0.
All right,
2-0.
moving on. We got 2, dude.
Where are
we're
we
working
at?
it
Number
down.
6? So far, Mark's winning.
Okay, this is all right. Ready?
I'm sorry, Casey. I'm trying.
Losers always whine about the best. The whiners go home and bang the prom queen. Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
It's going to be the, what was the name of that movie, man?
Dear God, please help me.
I can't remember.
I know it too.
Go ahead, Chris.
Does he have a chance?
No, yeah, I got a
Of
chance.
course he doesn't.
here.
He's not going to answer.
Sean
it.
Connery and Nicolas Cage.
It was the one on Alcatraz.
He's a wrestler.
The Rock.
The Rock.
There we go.
Yes, that's one for me. 2-1.
Don't
bitches.
raise your hands like you're triumphing. I gave that one to you.
2-1,
move
bitches.
on.
You gave that one to Joe before. 2-1.
I gave it to you. I gave you the same clue.
I know you like to give it to me. That's what you try to do on the plane. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, I've come to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum. I need to get stupider clues here, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Give us a hint.
Peter Jackson's, was he, I think it was his first movie. Oh, you suck. They Live.
Oh, was that in They Live?
Really?
Oh, I should. I was
the
yeah, that's
world's
right.
longest fight scene.
That was
no,
Rowdy
that
Roddy
wasn't Peter Jackson, was it?
No, that was
it
Rowdy
wasn't
Roddy
Peter
Piper.
Jackson.
Well,
That was-
whatever, it
Who
doesn't
said
matter.
that? Who
And
said
Keith
that?
David.
Okay, move
Great
on.
actor in Keith
Where
David.
we at? Number 8?
You
Okay.
keep using that word. I don't think you know what I don't think it means what you think it means.
Oh my God, I know that one.
Anybody want a peanut?
The Princess Bride.
Hey, you know what? He's
Way to
cheating
go,
over
Mark.
No,
No,
wait,
he's
the
not.
guy wants to win,
I
man.
didn't
That's
say,
it.
I didn't say anything
Hey, I
about
told
it.
you Alcatraz, dude. Keep moving, man. We're on number 9. Let's go. 3 to 1.
number
I gotta
9.
get 2 straight just to tie it. You
Ready?
know, that's something you're not familiar
May
with,
I?
Felix.
May I?
Something
May
you're
I?
not familiar.
May I?
Hold on.
May I?
Shut up.
Stop
It's not-
looking
it's
at my
something-
answers.
It's something you're not familiar with. 2 straight.
Whatever. I used to be
exactly.
straight. Anyways,
Okay, go ahead.
Number 9.
ready your breakfast and eat healthy or eat hearty, for tonight we dine in hell.
Oh, and 300.
Yay!
No. Oh, no. All right.
Okay, this
3
one.
to 2. 3 to 2, bitches.
You're winning 3 to 2.
That's right. 3. No, he's winning 3 to 2, but we're going to number 10.
Let's go.
Oh wow, this is number 10.
Let's hear it.
That's right.
Kelly Clarkson.
What?
Talladega Nights.
No.
Anchorman.
No.
Doesn't matter.
that's
We
it.
won.
You won.
We won.
40-year-old virgin.
doesn't matter. We won.
Chucky wasn't playing, but I'll give it to you, buddy.
So that means
Mark, you're a winner.
That
Come
means
collect
that
your prize.
Mark has won $20 in gift certificates from O'Brien's.
Good job,
but
man. Thanks for the
Casey,
Princess Bride. I should've known
Casey
that one.
Keys White has also won $10 from O'Brien's. So both of you come collect your prizes. You're welcome from the
Hold
Cranial
on, Mark.
Mission
I want to take a picture for Sean. Hold him up, buddy. Give me a second. Let me just take this photo.
Show. Okay, so get a photo here.
There we go.
All right, now get a photo of Casey as
All
well.
right. Now, Casey, here's your prize.
I'm sorry, Casey. I worked hard. I
Casey,
almost brought
No,
it
he did a
back.
really bad job.
Good job, Mark. Good
right,
job.
thank you,
Awesome.
He had
Well-
very obscure questions, Casey. It wasn't my fault.
Those were not obscure.
They were obscure.
Obscure for the like.
Nah, I should have known most of those.
Okay.
Thank you, darling. It's so precious. Look at you. Okay.
Now, real quick.
Yeah.
There's one story I want to get into, and Felix, we're running up against it, so I really want to get Miggy back on the microphone because we got to talk about this story. It's just something that the Cheese family, which is a big supporter of ours, would be very interested in, and this is the Cockney ATM.
Oh, this is awesome.
Apparently, in England now,
bye,
they have
guys.
decided.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Felix. Apparently, they have decided in England now that Cockney is such a utilized language that they need to have an ATM that caters to the Cockney.
That's right then. Are you ready? I knew we need some sausage and mash, right? And right sharpish, right? Then you might need some money. Sausage and mash, cash. You need some money.
Okay, so sausage and mash. When you say fast sausage and mash, that means fast cash.
Well, no. Well, sausage and mash. If you say it, it's
Yeah, it means fast cash.
Well, no, you add something to it to make it fast cash, but that's neither here nor there.
It said fast sausage and mash on the ATM.
Sharpish, son.
A speckled hen. What is a speckled hen?
Speckled hen is a 10.
Okay.
$10
Then we
bills,
have-
a speckled hen?
Oh, we have horn of
Yeah.
plenty. That means a 20.
And when you first
this is
put
pounds,
when
though,
you
isn't
put
it?
your card in, it asks you to put in your Huckleberry Fin.
What is this all? This is all.
Your
pounds that we're
Huckleberry
talking
Fin
about.
means what?
When you put your card in and then you take it back out, it asks you for your Huckleberry Fin.
So you don't use your debit card. It's
So
called
that's a
Huckleberry.
pin. Your Huckleberry Fin is
Is
your pin.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
So they thought it'd be really cool. The cash machines, while attending the Olympics, some people were like weirded on the street because all of a sudden they started, fast sausage and mash would be, quick cash. That's where you get your ATM. So they started adding a Cockney option to it to, make it kind of a fun deal. So you get a Lady Godiva, which is a 5 because they get the picture of the queen.
So
on
the
the front of it.
Godiva is a 5.
Well, Lady Godiva is the
All right, it's a 5.
well, it's the queen's on the front of it.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Got it.
So speckled hen.
It's a 10.
Yes,
That's what we just said. Horns aplenty
Horns
is a 20.
aplenty, 20. Yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of a fun little thing that they wanted to do in England because people, obviously I'm fascinated with the Cockney dialect.
I know you're fascinated with the cock.
Oh,
dialect. Cockney.
yourself.
Cockney. Yes. Sorry.
Behave yourself, son.
Anyway, it's time to get into a quick commercial
Wow.
break. So for all you out there that are listening to the show, stay with us because we got to get right back after this.
Bye, guys.
Hey, it's Harry Carey here. Have you lost a loved one? Perhaps a beloved pet? Well, I can get you in touch with Automelda and Little Bubbles. Then all you gotta do is call 1-800-ASK-HARRY, and I got you covered. Your deceased loved ones will be nothing more than a phone call away with Harry Carey's Liaisons to the Dead. Call me now at 1-800-ASK-HARRY. Here's Charlie from Toronto.
Harry Carey got me in touch with my Uncle Abe, and I found out he was the Sausage King of Chicago.
Then there's John from Salt Lake City.
My Meemaw Agnes told me where to find a fortune she had hidden from a bank robbery she had done in the early 40s.
So call me now and get in touch with your loved ones at 1-800-ASK-HARRY. That's 1-800-ASK-HARY. Hello, this is Professor Ptolemy Tyson for ESP Brewing, where the birth of chemically created libations is paramount. Here at ESP Brewing, our happy yeast has perfectly metabolized our recipe of malt sugars to create the finest baby bubbles of carbon dioxide, bodaciously fantastic flavors, and a Mr. Feelgood chemical ethanol. Come congregate and ruminate over ESP's amazing concoctions.
You've seen people who have straightened up from the TV show Intervention. This is a story of those who have been left behind.
Man, we can't even find anything, man. Your boy won't even talk to us without you around.
It's time to bring the recovering addict back to where he belongs.
Remember the last time we went out, we had them 2 hoes?
And Freddy was with that crazy tranny.
I love you, man, but I need someone I can take advantage of.
Join us tonight for the premiere episode of Reintervention. Real life, real drama, real junkies.
I heard you was trying to go back to school, man. School ain't no good. All they trying to do is control you, fool.
Are we willing to lose lives left behind who don't want to be saved? Join us for the first season of Reintervention.
This is Admiral Akbar. You're listening to the Cranial Emission Show, but it's probably a trap.
We are back, guys. Welcome back to the Cranial Emission Show. Miguel Hito. I'm going to start it off this time. Go ahead, Ben.
Well, I was just trying to get back in, but unfortunately I got tangled up in my headset wires. I don't know who wired this whole thing, WCW, but anyway.
Actually, I did, and I had to recorrect all the mess you were making.
Thank you for your assistance there. But we are broadcasting to you live. The Cranial Mission Show does, the triumvirate known as Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, Reverend Joey T, broadcasting to you live from ESB Brewing, located here at 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D.
Sweet D.
Sweet D.
Sweet D.
407. Thank you, Three Stooges. Here in Tampa, Florida. WCW, our producer here working with us. The ITJ standing behind the bar to pour you one of 15 different glorious beers from ESB to choose from. So get yourself a beer from the illustrious TJ. Get yourself a beer from the guy also known as the Dark Lord of Something Poured.
The Dark Yard of Something Poured.
If you want to be a part of the show, you can call in. You can jump in by calling 813-NEW-TALK. That is 813-NEW-TALK. You can also like our goddamn page. You can do so by going to facebook.com/The Cranial Emissions Network. Also, don't be shy and like the page from the people that serve us free beer. That is ESB Brewing. Facebook.com/ESB Brewing Company.
ESB.
Like that page.
Yeah.
And, of course, like the page of one of our sponsors, O'Brien's, who helped us with the Movie Buff Challenge. One other sponsor that I haven't mentioned yet. Magic Puff Cigarettes.
At Magic Puff
Sam
Cigarettes.
at Magic Puff.
E-cigarettes.
Who is kind enough to set you up. If you're out there and you're a smoker and you're trying to quit, go to Magic Puff Cigarettes, e-cigs. Get the e-cig instead. Smoke the vapor, not tobacco.
And he will price you out. He'll start you out with a nice starter kit for about $40, guys. So go to magicpuff.com and get you yours today. And stop puffing on those carcinogens. That's going to send you to an earlier grave.
Exactly. Now, one of the things that we like to get into in this show is the Florida news. Now, it seems like here in Florida, there's never an end to the bevy of disturbing news that is before us. I mean, it seems like every week Florida supplies a nonstop myriad of oddities.
Yeah, dude, this story here is my favorite. This is one of my favorite stories I've ever heard because we've all had neighbors. I mean, I know recently you had a neighbor who was kind of a, let's just call him a jerk off.
He was a piece of ass.
Yeah, you didn't like him much, and it's sometimes we all have to deal with neighbors that we don't like. Well, Miss Anna Maria Moretta Fulch.
Anima?
She had Anna, not Anna. But she had a problem with her neighbors. She wasn't really happy with their, I don't know, maybe they were partying too much over there. Maybe this was in a trailer park. Maybe they were.
What a shock! A trailer park story in Florida.
Yeah,
that never happened.
So she finally had it up to her. She was done. She didn't want any more of this. So somehow she had a key to this. Now maybe she was in charge of renting or whatever. But her neighbors, she had a key to her neighbor's trailer. Well, what she did in the morning was she called a construction company up and told them that she wanted her trailer bulldozed. Her trailer. Now, when they showed up, she had a key to the neighbor's trailer. She unlocked it. She showed them no one was home. And obviously, for this construction worker who probably wanted to get home on a Friday, he started bulldozing. Well, when the owner of the actual trailer showed up, that's when the police were called. It seems
if I didn't live in the same house, those people next door to me, I would have done the same thing. They sucked that bad.
Yeah, well,
your house. But
Yes.
this is an entirely different thing.
My house wasn't a trailer; it was a house.
Right. Well, she actually, Miss Anna Maria Moretta Fulch, had her neighbor's trailer park.
Maria Conchita Havana Banana.
She did. She had her neighbor's trailer bulldozed to the ground, gone. Septic tank filled in and everything. So they don't even want to put in. You can't even really put a new trailer there without digging a new septic
dig it.
field.
Yeah, wow.
This is a big deal.
Man, but are we seeing criminal charges out of this?
Yeah, she was arrested.
You got to figure it's impersonation. I mean, it's an impersonation of an owner. The entire thing is set up.
Yeah, there was she's
He's like impersonating from the show.
She was released on $10,000 bail, so she was definitely charged with something. And it seems that bulldozed people suspected had broken the car. She considered it. She thought she did okay. The damage was about $25,000. I don't know exactly what a criminal mischief, which is a third-degree felony. Which doesn't not a big deal. 10,000 bail. That means you got to come up with $1,000.
I mean, you got to figure that that's not a hefty enough offense when you talk about somebody that causes your property to be destroyed.
With all the stuff inside?
Yeah, everything.
And all she got was criminal mischief.
They were at work. They were at work when this went down.
That's a lot more than $25,000.
You know what?
You got memories.
Maybe not, Biggie. I mean, they do live in a trailer park, so
Yeah,
maybe they don't have $20,000 worth of
Wow.
assets. I mean, I can't say that that's surprising if they live in a trailer park.
Well, what can you do? That's crazy.
Now,
Actually,
while we're on the topic of Florida news,
right?
Nelson is back in the limelight. Nelson, who is a former producer of the Cranial Mission show, and after seeking many voiceover lessons, despite our protests, despite the fact that we didn't think that it really caused any kind of improvement with his voiceover work, it did try to ruin your life as well, Sancho, by assisting in your deportation. But this is a guy that's been trying to worm his way back in to the approval of the triumvirate here on the Cranial Mission show. Before he tried Nelson Man on the Street, it was a segment. It didn't work so well because it didn't seem like anybody could understand him very well with his lisp. But now he is doing a segment that he's presented to us ever since he got his sister's car and he can now drive around in
like
Florida.
This segment.
He's now got a segment known as Nelson Man on the Scene, where he goes and investigates stories here in Florida, odd news in Florida, that he can interview different people for. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Chris, go ahead and play the intro,
really
and we're gonna have an interview after that.
He tries to dodge Colt wherever they need.
I'm Nelson. I'm the man on the scene.
Okay, so that was Nelson Man on the Scene, the intro. And I understand that we have an interview. Apparently, this is a story where a man in Florida tried to have sex with a beer can and as a result wound up in the hospital.
Damn.
Nelson was actually on the scene.
Beer can?
This was a live interview that we recorded that we're going to play for you. So tune into this.
Hey folks, this is Nelson, man on the scene, reporting to you with the Cranial Misinfo. You may notice it's different from my man on the street segment. That one didn't work out so well. I'm at the home of a local man who was severely injured when he tried to have sexual relations with a beer can. How are you, sir?
Well, I ain't doing so good, you understand. See, the tip of my penis, it looks like shredded pork as it goes.
What was it about the beer can that sexually excited you? Do you have the same affinity for soda cans?
Well, I don't know much about soda, little guy, but ever since my wife left me,
A little cutoff there on the Nelson man on the scene here, so we're going to patch that back in here. Just go ahead and start back at the beginning again on that one. If you could, just bring the Nelson man on the scene back, and we'll start back at the beginning. Okay, here we go.
Hey folks, this is Nelson, man on the scene, reporting to you with the Cranial Misinfo. You may notice it's different from my man on the street segment. That one didn't work out so well. I'm at the home of a local man who was severely injured when he tried to have sexual relations with a beer can. How are you, sir?
well, I ain't doing so good, you understand. See, the tip of my penis, it looks like shredded pork as it goes.
What was it about the beer can that sexually excited you? Do you have the same affinity for soda cans?
Well, I don't know much about soda, little guy, but ever since my wife left me, I've been drinking a lot of beer, you see. And I guess the light just happened to catch the hole on that PBR can just right. It was enticing.
Wow, I bet that was painful. It probably looked like you spilled a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon down there, huh?
Well, it certainly hurt like the dickens.
Well, geez, sir, you think you'll be trying this again? And if you do you think maybe I could recommend you use a Gatorade bottle or something else?
Well, I ain't gonna be doing much for a while there, ma'am. I don't know about a Gatorade bottle in the future. I ain't ever been known as a man that could break a Cheerio. You know what I mean?
This is Nelson, man on the scene, reporting live for the Cranial Misinfo. Back to you guys.
Okay, so back to the Cranial Mission Show.
Well, that wasn't a bad
segment. That was
segment.
some riveting journalism there.
He's trying
When
hard,
I
I
say
think.
riveting, I mean in terms of the damage to that guy's crank.
Yeah, so this guy actually was drunk around his house and tried to have sex with a beer can, huh? What would ever? Wow, I don't know. I
I mean,
mean,
the thing is, the pursuit of sex, guys, it does lead to disaster. I mean, case in point, a story where Pop Rocks led to a debacle. As Mike mentioned, as Miggy mentioned earlier, it is National Masturbation Month.
It is.
And so people pursue different avenues to try to get pleasure. But Pop Rocks as something to get pleasure? Where does this come from?
well, this was actually on, I don't know if you've seen it on the TLC, the Learning Channel, which I might say used to be a very good channel. Now it has some of the most
Now
bizarre.
it's absolute garbage.
Yeah,
I mean, this
what
is
happened
the,
to
this is
that?
the channel that brings you Here Comes Honey Boo Boo.
Well, they got a show called Sex Sent Me. They got a show called Sex Sent Me to the ER, and it turns out this couple decided, and actually the lady was talking about it, was hoping that by adding Pop Rocks into their lovemaking, that it would add more sensation to her.
Now, when you said she added Pop Rocks into her lovemaking, did she drop it in?
You add the pop rocks and you rocks a pop. What?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
She dropped it in, didn't
Yeah,
she?
she went ahead and put it where maybe a
in her
gynecologist
snooch?
would look. Yeah,
She
absolutely.
teabagged the Pop Rocks.
Sort of.
In her tea.
No, she put it in her snooch, Ben.
Yeah, no,
Well, that's kind of what I was saying in a nice way. But
Right,
thank
yeah.
you.
What do you
Yeah.
teabag? How do you teabag a snooch?
Well, according to what she heard,
Anyways.
that this was supposed to add to her sexual pleasure, but it didn't do so.
You're not supposed to put him inside.
No, according to this, I've heard about the thing with maybe putting it in a girl's mouth prior to.
Well, usually you put it on Clint.
Well, on Clint, I don't.
Clint Torres?
On Eastwood.
No, you put it on Clint's Torres.
Okay. You know what? She didn't do that, and actually, it caused a lot of burning and itching.
Clint was born in May. He's a Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah, and she had to go to the ER for this. So basically, she had to go in there and tell people that she's
That's
a
where
pop rock
that's where
junkie.
pirates go when they get hurt.
I mean, you really do have to be careful about what you insert into certain body cavities. I mean, sometimes it causes sometimes what you put inside a body cavity
Some burning?
is considered grand theft.
Yeah.
keep going with that just for a second?
Oh, I'm going to stretch this out. Is that what you want me to
Stretch
do?
it out. I think I can set it up a little better. We sometimes masseuses.
Yeah, you get some felching masseuses that like to take things, and this guy was getting this fairly wealthy man, 66-year-old man, met a 25-year-old, bartender girl in a hotel bar, and one thing leads to another, and he went up there for a private massage, if you may, and so.
A private massage.
Yes.
Was she like a board certified masseuse or?
Well, no, not necessarily.
Apparently, she was more than a masseuse. She was also a smuggler.
Wow. Yeah. So what happened? She has him on the table.
He wanted to test her skills, and she said, "Yeah, it'd be about $300." Okay. So he gets into doing her thing, and then about 3 a.m. he realized, it was 3 a.m. and he realized his Rolex was missing. So he immediately called hotel security. And Miss LaFave, not Debbie LaFave,
not Deborah LaFave,
sexy teacher that was there. She
famous school teacher seductress, Deborah LaFave.
He accused her of snatching the watch.
By the way, I'm actually friends with her ex-husband, and I feel bad for him. He's a really nice guy.
And it sucks because she was a pretty little tart.
He's a really nice dude.
Okay, let's stay on target here.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so he accused her of stealing it. Okay, so then they searched. The cops searched and removed. His watch so he could rub down his. They removed his watch so he could rub down his arms. Within a couple minutes, the watch had been out of sight. Guess where it ended up?
I'm going to say, in the clinical sense, that it wound up
upper snooch,
inner snooch.
Yep.
Yes.
Snooched. So she was taking.
I'm just speaking from a clinical perspective. That's all.
She was. They had to go to the medical center, University Medical Center, to get the watch extracted.
Where they clearly medically define it as the snooch.
Yes, this is true.
Yes.
And this watch was a Rolex valued at $35,000.
Wow.
So it seemed to me that $300 for a massage, if we're just talking about, because I know you can go down the street here and get like a real massage for $35. So
now I have to ask you: Does it lend itself to
That's expensive.
Wait, if you smuggle the $35,000 Rolex in your snooch, does it lend itself to a more valuable patina?
What's a snooch?
Just a question. I mean, does it make the patina more valuable?
No, I don't think so, Ben.
What's your patina?
I think basically.
Or would you call it a patina?
I think it was just the tip.
Yeah, that was just about it.
Chocha?
Yes, that is chocha.
So
yeah.
she was she was searched. Did they have to bring? I'm sure they had to bring a female officer on site.
Oh, they got up in there and
they went. Yeah, they went and pulled it out.
Got it out. Got that $35,000 watch
Is
out
that
of her
actually
snooch.
what it sounded like when they got it
No,
out?
it sounded like. There we go. Got it out.
Thank you for that.
Guys, we are up
out.
against another commercial break.
Yeah.
We're running out of time. We got to jump past this last story that we have. We got to jump into a quick commercial break. When we come back, several different stories to get into for the last segment of the Cranial Mission Show. So for all you Craniacs that are out there, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Billy Clarkson!
Howdy, folks. Billy Boy's back and ready to get you mile high. Thanks for voting, all you green leaves, and opening the door for Amendment 64. I am excited to announce to you the grand opening of my top-shelf marijuana boutique and emporium, Commander and Leaf. At Commander and Leaf, we only procure from the choicest fields and botanical masters. From sour diesel to Maui Wowie and candies to space cakes, we have it all. All our confections are created right on site, so come seal the deal and enjoy some Billy Delights. And don't forget to check out my other products, Billy Bags and Bill Doughs, for all my discriminating constituents. I'm Bill Clinton, and I approve of these party supplies and toys.
Now I know there's some bitches out there with some nappy ass talents that need to go get their nails did. At Niecy's Beauty Crib, we'll get your nails right and your hair tight. You want a fake plastic diamond in your nail? Well then, girl, you're gonna get a fake plastic diamond in your nail. Honey, you still walking around with that busted ass weave? At Niecy's, we fit your hair up like you wouldn't believe. Bitch, you still scaring birds with those nasty pig feet. Don't worry about your budget. At Niecy's, our prices can't be beat. You may be ugly now, but we'll get you pretty. Come down to Niecy's on 4th Street, down in Nebo City.
Financing's available, baby, regardless of your credit.
This is Bill Clinton. When I come back from making my rounds in Harlem, there's nothing more than I like to do than wash my balls, grab a glass of wine, and put on a little BET for the booty, and listen to the Cranial Mission Show with Ben Charles, Joey Needles, and Miguel Hito.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, broadcasting to you live here from Tampa, Florida, 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D.
Sweet D!
407 is where we broadcast from. That is the tasting room of ESB Brewing Company. Go to Facebook, like that page, facebook.com/ESB Brewing Company. Go to our goddamn Facebook page as well, facebook.com/goddamn
page.
Cranial Emissions Show.
Twitter.
You can call in, by the way,
Twitter
at 813 New Talk, and go to Twitter and follow us there at Cranially.
What segment is it, Ben?
It is the last segment of the show. Thank you, Miguel. We are the triumvirate broadcasting to you. Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, Reverend Joey T. The award-winning triumvirate, by the way. The Talkie Award winner.
Yes, we win a lot of awards. I didn't go to the show and I was drunk and I was hitting on Tiffany.
Yeah, you were hitting on a lot of people, Sancho, and we shouldn't have brought you to the show. But
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah, he has lots of libations.
that's not something that we will repeat again, I can assure you. We are pleased to be joined by our new producer, the guy that replaced you because you suck, and he's known as the WCW, the wily Chris Wiles. He's much better than you.
Hey, Sancho, how's it going?
Chris, you are a very big hero. Ben, you are a douchebag.
I am not. You know what?
You said it. You said the other week you was douchebag. Producer.
You know what? I've slapped you around in the past. Don't think I won't do it again.
No, you never touched my body.
Guys, let's get back to the show.
By the way, if you want to come to ESB Brewing, you want to get yourself a beer, go behind the bar, seek out the ITJ. He is known as the illustrious TJ, also known as the Dark Lord of Something Poor.
The
This is a
Dark Lord of Something Poor.
He will pour you one of 15 different incredible beers to choose from here at ESB Brewing. But guys, to jump into another segment, brought to you, by the way, by Magic Puff Cigarettes, the e-cigarette of choice by calling your boy Sam. We're going to get into the last segment here.
MagicPuff.com.
And Magic Puff, not Magic Hat, that's a beer, but Magic Puff.
Yeah.
These
From my
e-cigarettes,
hometown, Burlington.
the e-cigarette whole thing has become an anomaly in terms of something to take you away from cigarettes. But you look at the evolution, if you will, of smoking versus the evolution, if you will, of animals versus the evolution, the change that you're seeing. Every once in a while, when you look at animals, you get the white tiger, you get different things. Now we have seen in the wild the white killer whale.
Yeah.
This is crazy to me. All of a sudden, there's an albino killer whale.
Yeah, they found it off of the coast of Russia. They were doing some acoustic social interactions. They were studying the acoustic interactions between animals, is what it was, and between dolphins and whales. And they noticed a 6-foot-tall white-ass dorsal fin.
So it was a full-grown.
It's a full-size killer whale. Yeah.
Well, that's the odd thing about it. Generally, the reason with the problem with these albino animals is they don't live long in the nature because they don't have their natural defenses to hide them. I mean, most whales are gray, which blends in with the blue sea.
Yeah, but they're kind of they're the pinnacle of their.
Not as babies, they're not.
Well, I will
not
say,
as small white
they,
babies.
Well, I do believe that it's not. It's actually referred to as an orca, and it's actually a dolphin and not a whale.
The killer whale is now a dolphin.
Killer
The
whales,
orca is
Chris.
known as a dolphin?
It's actually known as a dolphin.
That is one huge-ass dolphin.
It's a member of the dolphin family.
That's a huge-ass dolphin.
Okay, well, yeah.
Well, it's called a killer whale, Chris.
All right, but anyway, there is now
he is right, though,
an
by the
albino
way.
one, which is odd that it actually reached full size.
And when a lot of times when you see these albino animals, it's usually like the albino gorilla, and they do blood tests on them. They usually find out they're a product of inbreeding within. Sometimes the pods, they'll find the pod too small or whatever, and they need to increase the beasts.
Well, you find that with cats. Actually, if you ever get around a white cat, have you ever seen a pure white cat, Miguel? Ben, have you ever seen a pure white cat? Generally,
I have.
That goes along with the albino of that. Usually comes with
the one
they're
I saw
deaf.
was
Generally, they are deaf.
Yes, he was deaf.
Deaf as cat.
Well, guys, we have a call coming in here, and so I'm going to patch them in. I think I might recognize that number. It's been a while, so I'm not quite sure, but let's go ahead and patch them in here. You are talking to the Cranial Mission Show. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking to?
How you doing, guys?
Violet! It is beautiful cocoa butter smeared. Whoa, Violet!
Is that who we're talking to? Are we in
man.
fact talking to Violet?
Well, that's right, Andy. One and only.
Okay, well, for all those out there that are uninitiated, Violet used to be the producer. This is many years ago, prior to Sancho being a producer, prior to Nelson being a producer.
She was our
So many
first.
different people that have been producers for here. I mean, Chris, that just goes to show you how honored you should be
lot of
after
shoes-
replacing all these different people.
A lot of shoes to fill.
A lot of shoes to
Oh,
fill.
she got a lot of shoes
And when you
and a
talk
lot of
about
beautiful
shoes to
hats.
fill, you're talking about a woman that had more shoes than Imelda Marcos. You're talking about Violet, who dressed many times in luxurious purple and yellow dresses, bird hats, and cocoa butter.
And the most
Violet, welcome to the
luxurious.
program, honey. It is so good to see you, one of my close friends.
And you're seeing her very well, aren't you?
Well, it's a pleasure to be on the show again, guys. I miss you guys dearly. And don't be messing around with my wardrobe now, Ben.
No. We haven't touched it. We haven't touched it. But
Come
you know,
on now, we're not messing with your wardrobe. We love your wardrobe, do we not, Joe?
She is a very
Absolutely.
sexy black
Absolutely.
woman.
No, we love Violet. We love everything about her. We're just a little curious because we haven't heard from you. We knew that, a while back you and we'll just say Mr. Clinton and spent some time together, and you kind of eloped off into the world with Bill, and you were working with him, and then we lost track of you. We didn't know where you went, and we just really want to catch up with you. Where you been?
I've been around, I've been all over, but I'm back local now for the weekend. And that's why I was just calling I've been hanging out with Niecy this weekend, and I'm calling to promote a few specials she's got going on.
So you've been hanging out with Niecy, who is one of our sponsors, who promotes the commercial known as Niecy's Beauty Crib. Niecy has a salon in Ybor City where if you want to get your nails did, then girl, you're going to get your nails did.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Is that what you're doing, Violet? You getting your nails did and all good and gussied up this weekend? What do you got going on?
Well, I mean, I really don't need not that much help to make it get all gussied up. I am just permanently like that. But Niecy she does have some specials going on this weekend. She does have the unicorn. If you come in there for $54.95, they'll take all the hair on top of your head, and then they put it in a weave and shape them near cone. Then they stick it up and down, right on top of your forehead. It's the unicorn.
Wait. So she has a special for a hairstyle known as the unicorn?
That's right.
Well,
It's really cool. It's cool. They make all your head look like one big ear cone right on top of your forehead.
Is that what's in style now? Because that's new to me. I didn't realize that you're supposed to style your hair in the form of a cone.
It's good.
It sounds very fanciful.
It'll catch, don't you worry. And she also got a special now for all you men out there. There's a special. You come in and say the special phrase, "Who's your daddy?" You get a free shave, and we even brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth with what kind of toothpaste?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Whatever kind we got, that's what you get.
So obviously, customer service is your number one aim. Is that what it is?
Paramount.
That's right.
Okay, so Violet, now that you're here, I appreciate the fact that you're here to promote your good friend Niecy. But Violet, as things have progressed over the years, as a result of having you be the producer, and let's face it, before we used to do this show here from ESB Brewing, we did it from my home where we had a studio there, and you and I became very close friends. So. It makes my heart feel proud to know that you're here in town. When are we hanging out, honey? Because you and I were very good friends.
Well, we can hang out tomorrow night there, Ben. I've got a few things for Niecy during the day, but I'm free tomorrow night.
Bring Niecy along, man. We haven't seen her in a while either.
I mean, are you going to get all cocoa buttered up for me? Because I love that smell, baby.
I always am cocoa buttered. You know that, man.
You going to wear your bird hat? Because there's nothing sexier.
That's right.
Which
That's
bird?
right.
Which bird hat? You getting? Hey, you know what? You need to bring that hat that I bought you with the parrot on it.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Well, baby,
No convincing there.
Listen, Violet, give me a call and let me know. Okay, reach out to me. We got another call in here. We got to jump to this call. So,
Real quick for everybody.
Okay.
Remember, you may be ugly now, but we'll get you pretty. Come down to Needs on 4th Street, down in Ybor City. Good night, everybody.
Bye,
all right,
Violet.
Good night, Violet. All right, baby.
Where did Joe go?
Joe, I think, had to go use the restroom. He's got Montezuma's Revenge, which is something that you should be very familiar
Hey,
with.
you got a phone call. It said Johnny Cochran.
Is that who it's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's Johnny Cochran.
No, it's not. It's not. you're mispronouncing it. It's Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran?
But by the way, I hate to break it down to you. Chris has got the caller on the line now, and it's not Johnny Cochran. And
Hold on. Bring the call on,
no,
Chris.
before
Chris,
we bring it
the
on, I just want to surprise you with this. We already knew this, so we were all laughing at you,
No,
Sancho.
bring on the call. Please, I want to get my dog back,
Okay,
please.
okay, go ahead and bring him on.
All right, you're on.
I won't ruin the surprise. So we are talking to someone that is calling regarding a phone call to Johnny Cochran. Is this Johnny Cochran? I already know the answer.
Johnny Cochran.
No, I'm actually returning a call.
Joe?
My name is Bernard Dickman, Esquire.
No, this is...
I'm from the Dickman and Benstein, the attorneys down in South Miami, and I'm returning a call to Mr. Sancho Sanchez. He said he was involved with this radio show.
Yes, it's Johnny Cochran.
Yes, Mr. Sancho, is that who I'm speaking to?
Yes.
Actually, Mr. Sanchez.
Mr. Sanchez, Sancho Sanchez from San Pedro Sula, Honduras.
Okay, well, Mr. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I guess you don't keep up too much with current events, but Mr. Cochran died back in 1995.
No,
yes, this is why we've been laughing at you.
I handle his estate, and I handle all his phone calls, and I don't think we're going to be able to help you with the case of your dog.
This is why we've been laughing at you the entire time when you said that you were going to get Johnny Cochran, Sancho, because all of us here, except for you, understood the fact that Johnny Cochran has been deceased for a number of years.
I'm not from the United States. I know I tried. It's very important. He died? Johnny Cochran is died?
Excuse me, are you guys there still?
Mr. Benedict, what's your name? He died?
No, my name is Bernard Dickman, Esquire.
Bernard
and I am
Dickman?
Dickman and Hagelstein. And although we actually do take on
Benedict
a certain amount of pro
Dickman,
bono
what?
work
What's your name?
Okay, why don't you let him finish? Just shut up, Sancho. Turn his microphone. Turn Sancho's microphone off.
I'm so confused. I don't know.
Just turn it off. Thank you. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, sir. Go
Okay,
ahead,
what
Mr.
I was
Dickman.
saying is we do a certain amount of pro bono work around the state, and it seems like we've actually decided, and my partners, that we're going to go ahead and try to help Mr. We will not be able to use Johnny Cochran, but our firm itself, we have some insurance, and we'd like to let them give that a shot to try to help Mr. Sanchez out with the relocation of the dog.
Oh, he's dead?
Wait a second. So even though Johnny Cochran's dead, you actually are going to try to help facilitate the reunion of him and his dog.
Yeah,
You're actually going to take this case because this case has no base to it.
We don't do a pro bono out there and try to, we don't want to pay, Uncle Sam everything.
What is pro bono?
I mean, if we can help, we're gonna look into it. We're not gonna spend a lot of time on it. It seems like a pretty fruitless case for us, whether it's pro bono or not.
Sancho, pro bono means he's doing it for free. That's what he means.
Pro bono. You will work for pro bono?
It's not pro boner. It means pro bono. It's Latin for free.
Oh. Well, sir, I thank you very much.
Okay, well, listen, I'm gonna have my secretary contact you on Monday. We're gonna try to get all the information we can about your wife and where this may have been sent. And we have one question though. Do you know if your Jack Russell Terrier, Snake Plissken, do you know that if he had a chip in him, was he one of a chip dog?
Yes, he's microchip. I shot him in the neck with the chip.
Okay, well, that's going to help to locate him then. All right, that's very good news. So I'll tell you what, we'll get in touch with you on Monday, and we'll try to get this solved for
Wait,
you.
Mr. What is your name again?
My name is Bernard Dickman, Esquire.
So Bernard Dickman, you're going to help Sancho You're going to help him get reunited with his dog Snake Plissken, the Jack Russell Terrier.
Oh, we're going to try. We're going to give it the old college try, and see if we can help
But
out.
why would you help him with this? I mean, you're going to do it for free, and meanwhile, every attorney in town, all the high-powered attorneys that are out there, Sancho Sanchez seeked out, our former producer, and to no avail. I mean, none of them wanted anything to do with it because they just didn't feel like they had a case. So why would you decide to help him?
Well, this really goes back to my secretary. She listened to Mr. Sanchez's voicemail, and she thought he sounded very sweet, and she was, obviously he's not too in touch with what's going on in the world today because Mr. Cochran was still alive. But like I said, we make a lot of money at my firm, and we'd like to, sometimes write a couple things off so we don't have to pay Uncle Sam all the money.
I pray for Mr. Cochran to be good in heaven, and Mr. What's your name again?
It was Bernard Dickman.
Mr. Dickman, it's very nice of you to do
Well,
this for
Mr.
me.
Dickman, we're up
It's
against it,
pro bono.
running out of time here, so make sure we're going to put you back on hold and leave your contact information with the WCW himself, the Wily Chris Wiles. Leave the
I love my
information with
Snake
him
Plissken.
so that Sancho can reach out and get this thing resolved. We appreciate the phone call, and we're going to have to let you go. Thank you for calling the Cranial Mission Show.
Thank you, sir. My Jack Russell Terrier.
All right. Good night to you both.
All right, take care. All right, well, one last segment, one last story, rather, not in this last segment, that I want to get into, Miggy. And this is interesting to me because we've got a man on a TV dating show that revealed during the dating show that he, in fact, killed his former wife. Now, you know, on a dating show, you've seen so many different reality programs where they have these different dating shows, and they try to get them to reveal all these different sordid events, these sordid circumstances that revolve around them. But lo and behold, on a dating show, we find out that a former husband killed his former wife.
It was more than that,
and
Ben.
disclosed this before he got on the dating show.
Now, this is amazing. This is a story that could only come out of, I believe this is in Turkey. This was a Turkish dating-year-old. A 62-year-old man came on there, and he was looking to meet a new wife. Well, during his interview and asking what was going on, he said that he actually killed his first wife and later on killed his next lover with an axe. And this was all live on the air, which I find completely
He
usual.
said all that stuff live on the air?
Yeah. He said that his first wife, who was also his cousin, he said they were both 17, and when the girl's family tried to force her to marry a widower that actually had more money than he did as a 17-year-old, he said things changed, and her behavior came very, very odd, I guess, as you will. So he became really jealous and killed her.
You would think they would vet him before he went on the air.
Well, he did 6 years he did 13 years in prison on that first one. After getting out of prison, he remarried, which is odd enough for me that somebody would marry someone who killed their first wife. After he remarried, he married a woman named Coquette who reneged on a promise to marry him, and they got in an argument. And he said this was a time when he actually killed her with an axe. He said that he was.
kill Gloria with axe.
No, well, you want to, but
now I understand that he served time, got released, and then went on to the dating show.
Well, he actually killed his first wife at 17.
Okay.
He served 13 years in prison.
Right. So
he got
he's
out. He
30.
married another lady who reneged on leaving her husband and
Okay.
remarrying him. He did another 6 years in prison.
So he killed her too?
Yeah, and both times.
So he killed two prospective wives, one that was actually his wife and one that was a fiance.
Correct.
So he killed two women before going on to a dating show after serving time.
Yeah, he did a total of 19 years, and he was released both times on.
And that's supposed to instill some confidence in this setup.
She's the Black Widow.
Could you imagine how Chuck Woolery would have handled this?
Yeah, he would have said we'll be back in 2 and 2. Probably is what he would have said.
No, he's 22 years in prison for killing the bitch.
Yeah,
Sorry.
But so basically,
It sounds like Sancho's kind of keen to this.
it just came down to you might be able to hire him.
Is he Black Widow? Is they call a man that? No.
No. But you could
What do
probably
you call a man who kill a wife?
a widower.
No, they black.
Oh, Black
Widows.
You know what you call him, Sancho? A very happy guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
No. I need to be happy. I need to kill my
But
wife.
so he was asked to leave the show. They basically live on the air. They said, "Sir, can you leave?" 'Cause-
If anybody on the air wants to help me kill my wife,
No.
You know what? We have
No.
legal obligations.
No.
Sancho,
turn off your mic.
We have legal obligations to Talkwa Studios
dude.
and the IBO.
Jesus Christmas.
You cannot do anything like that.
Shut
And
up.
you know what? With that, we are at the end of another program.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to end it.
Let's just get out of here. You know, for all you out there that are listening to the Cranial Mission Show, thank you so much. Every Friday night from 7 to 9, this is what we do. Sometimes it starts a little bit later, but this is what we do. Shut up, Sancho. For the Triumvirate, I am Ben Charles.
Miguel Hito, good God.
Yeah, I'm the Reverend Joey T, and anything that Sancho says is not.
You know what?
No.
Thank
All right.
you to the
Good night.
WCW for his contributions. Thank you for the ITJ, who's behind the bar, serving all the beer. Thank you to ESB Brewing, who supports us every week. Thank you to Magic Puff.
Yep. Thanks to O'Brien's.
One of our big sponsors, and thank you to O'Brien's.
Take it to kill my wife.
And with that, we are out. We will talk to you next week. Take care.
Hadron collision. X-ray double vision.
Internet transmissions
Of the cranial emission. Say goodbye to Miguel Hito.
And the Mr. BC. Don't forget about me. I'm the Reverend Joey T.
ESB Brewery is the place to be.
all the finest ales in the Cranial 3.
Just 3 cohort.
And we talk about sports
And anything else that tickles our shorts. We won't refrain
from talking the name.
4 to 5 doctors say it won't rot your brain. We gotta be going.
And we hope that you will miss us.
The bell has rung
and the teacher has dismissed us.
So don't be sad,
cause there's no need to freak.
We'll be coming out your speakers same time next week.